And stream is up and running. G'day, ladies and gents.
Give me a sensor read. You picking anything up out there?
Negative, XO. Sensors clear.
Alright, just about set up here. And I think it should be all good. So once again, we're using a different mic for this stream. G'day stream. G'day everyone. It's alright. That mic should do. I think I should be back to the other mic at the start of the next one. Alright. G'day everybody. How's it going? Apologies for not having streamed over the last couple. My whole, yeah, I think I've just about got this one beat. I think we're all good. I think we're all over it. You know, get past COVID and move on. I think I was about done. Yeah, I was wrong. It still had a couple of days left in it, and it came back to kick me in the ass. So anyways, I am feeling much better today. I've had my COVID negs now, so I am good. I am clear. So, time to get back to bloody work. Right. Messages coming in. Cool. Now, where were we? As I recall, we wanted to check store. As I recall, yes, SLDF ERPPC. That's right, I remember exactly what we were up to. We were in the process of trying to get ourselves up to 2 million so I can afford to buy and bank this little bastard here. One of the single most powerful PPCs available at this point. And yeah, we want it, because we are going to run into some mechs later on that we're going to want to bolt that big bastard to. If we can get 3 of these and attach them to an awesome, that would be absolutely fantastic. So that is now our goal. That is our goal. Right. There was nothing on the black market, I don't recall. It's just a bunch of mechs we can't really afford at this point. Right, cool. That's fine. So financial report is due in 1 day. So if I remember correctly where we signed off at last time, I was about to smash out one more mission just to try and generate cash before it goes into our next set of payments, because that's our big catch here. We only need 250,000 to actually make the money that we want to pick up the ERPPC, but we do need to also pay our bills, which are going to come in at 233. So we're really after about 500,000 here if we're going to hit our number, preferably more. Which incidentally is exactly what we would get from this mission. Our Capellan enemies are hiding restricted munitions in a series of warehouses used to distribute medical supplies. We'd like to make an accusation that they're hiding medical supplies. Alright, so we're going to blow up some buildings. Get a straight batter polar. $214. Don't really like doing recoveries. Travel to Patton. It's 2 skulls, and we can't do the 3. We just do not have the lance for it at this point. Right. See, this one here, what are our negotiation points? So we can take full money, and we're only going to get random 2 picks. But at a skull and a half, there's likely to be something that's decent defending it, so I'd like at least 2. Also, there's the off chance we might find something that's worth actually keeping in our collection. So 291, 210 is going to be the go.
Yay. I'm seeing a huge
And then we
energy
might...
surge in the mech bay. Everything okay in there?
That'll cover our expenses, which are due tomorrow.
Yeah, that was me. It's under control.
And then we can do the half skull, which is not likely to have anything too valuable on it, and take that at 220, and that should be enough to pick up the ERPPC, and it'll still give us a month to make our money, because the remaining missions here The 2 skull is even that's a little bit too high. Just for our lance at the moment, we've only got a 45 tonner. Actually, is our Phoenix Hawk ready to rock and roll? That is the question. Yang, come on. Yes, the Phoenix Hawk is up and running. Large laser, 2 mediums. And it looks like I have maxed out its armor. Alright, so we do have something with some decent weight. We have a fire starter that's also assembled at the moment, but does not have any weapons. Likely because we haven't got enough to actually equip it yet. Okay, cool. So, our go... Some more ship upgrades to do as well. Yeah, I think that's going to have to be the go. Although... that at least gives us a choice of one part, on the off chance that we come across one of those ones that we are... Nah, 210's better. We'll go 210. 210, and it's against the Capellans. They're not going to like us, but it's the Capellans. That's fine. Phoenix Hawk in the lead, Assassin on 2, Lead Spitter on 3, and Javelin on 4. I do need to start actually coming up with more names from these mechs, but none of them have had any real significant modifications at this point. They're mainly just armor focused. Weapons-wise, I haven't messed with them too much. Hey, Big Gorilla, how's it going, mate? Alright, so we're going to deploy on that. Claymore, Cerberus, Drill Bit, and Hulk. Yet I am reasonably happy with that lineup.
Mech warriors, prepare for combat.
Cool. So destroy base in an urban environment. We'll take down the buildings, and then we can get out. Although, if we find anything nice, we'll grab the parts for. I'll kind of be disappointed if there's not at least one decent mech on this lineup. We really want at least one. We still need parts for, I think, a Griffin is on the cards. A Wolverine is on the cards. I think we've got parts for a Shadowhawk as well. So, hopefully something in that weight class and that around that 50-ton area actually pops up. Only one, though. I'm not entirely sure we've got enough firepower to take down a Lancer mechs at that size. So how's everybody been anyway? What have you all been up to? Again, for those who have only just joined in, apologies for not streaming over the last couple of days. My bout of COVID, which I thought was just about over at the end of the last stream, wasn't. And yeah, it snuck back in to kick my teeth in. So yeah, I've got my negative rats and stuff now, so I am good now. Still a bit croaky in the throat, so I'm still using the other mic, but that's about it. It just yeah, snuck back in and kicked me in the guts for another 2 days, which is less than fun.
Command interface initiated.
Right. Alright, we're tasked with destroying several structures in the medical warehouse facility. Start wrecking the buildings. Da-da-da-da-da. Yet we know the drill. It's a question of what the defenses are going to be. So, there are our targets. No sensor readings at the moment for defenders.
Copy. On my way. Mm-hmm.
Still nothing. At the very least, with the
Moving to
we've got
position.
contacts now.
Moving out.
At the very least, our
On
lance is
my way.
very, very, very mobile now. Nobody lags. Alright. 3 turrets, 1 mech in the center of the base, 1 mech down here on the ground. Yeah, only 3 that I can see. That's alright, we can deal with that. So the other mech is a fire starter. So we will do a jump to optimal. It's not quite optimal enough. It's going to open us up to turret fire, which I'm not super enthusiastic about. Yeah, we'll do that. That should leave us good. I should have done another attack first so it wasn't on 3 pips. I shouldn't have opened with the Phoenix Hawk.
All weapons committed.
Hey.
Cerberus is in the Assassin.
I hear ya.
Drill bit's in the Lead Spitter. Lead Spitter is not close enough to go melee. So it's going to have to be the Assassin, which I will keep in cover from the turret and from the other fire starter for this turn.
Okay, firing everything.
And that's going to ruin the
Maybe
stingers
things
there.
are looking up.
Having a shot at the Phoenix Hawk, which is to be expected.
Waiting for orders.
Hulk can have her move next, because she's actually going to go after the buildings and the turrets. The Javelin is actually pretty suited to this.
Firing at 'em.
Well, I'm kind of disappointed with that hit.
I'm guessing you didn't like that, did ya?
But that'll be
Good
fun.
to go.
And we are going to jump... Actually, no, we won't. Deal with the Stinger first, and then we'll deal with the fire starter. That's going to completely... I don't like that. That's the best position. Yeah, it's worth the risk.
Don't need to tell me
The fire
twice.
starter is flamer equipped, so
Take this.
there we go. So Stinger's out of play.
Did you see that? Did you see it?
Right, 2 more mechs coming across, and one of them has an autocannon. Or is that one of the turrets? I'm not entirely sure yet. APC turret. Alright, Phoenix Hawk is not in a good position.
Armor breached. Internal damage.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Right, so drill bit needs to go first. Drill bit get no, damn it, not quite. Trying to get our mechs into a position where those base turrets are not going to be able to hit us. And that's really the only position for it.
Time to fly. Commencing Alpha Strike.
Wasp. Okay, that's less of a concern.
I'm here.
Cerberus.
Engaging. Jump jet. Okay.
Right, that was their fire starter bugging out. Now Claymore needs to do a bit of a move here. It's not going to work. We have mechs coming around the rear. We want to make sure we're clear of most of the turrets. Think about there. That's one turret is still going to be in play from there. That seems to be one that we really can't avoid no matter where we land. That one's going to be a pain in the ass. That's got full line of sight down to this area. But right now we've taken enough hits to one side. We need to spin this around. Yeah, in that case, yeah, might as well move it to there. Or do we bother with that? Might be better just to get shot straight onto the buildings.
Engaging jump jets.
Right, this will have to be our first building to go then.
Engaging target.
Not taking it with one turn. Hey, Felharded, how's it going, mate? You got me into this mod and I love it. Yeah, this is a great mod. I really like. There's a couple of little quirks about it that I'm not sure about, but I'm not sure if it's just my lack of understanding on what rules the mod's changed, or whether or not it's just a bit of bias on my behalf. But for the most part, yeah, everything about this mod I think is fantastic, and is stuff that I think should have been included in straight to base BattleTech. And is stuff that I would like to see included in...
Pull the trigger.
In a potential BattleTech 2. Hey, Idra, looks like the Phoenix Hawk has taken a beating. One round of unlucky hits. We're doing a base attack in a city at the moment, and we've got a little bit of a shitty position where there's... something has a PPC, something has an autocannon, and there's a whole bunch of defensive turrets. And they all cop the Phoenix Hawk from one side, so I've just got to be careful about its right side a little bit at the moment.
What
There's
now?
a fire starter hidden around here. We've killed a stinger already. We've got a wasp that now needs to be dealt with. That one hasn't gone down. Right. Problem with the assassin is it can only get past 3 pips, and this little bastard's got 4. So that gets the assassin at least in cover a little.
I'll try.
Bugging out.
What can I do for you?
Not surprising. Now, we might actually try and get rid of that turret, because that turret's causing us an issue. Because it's got near perfect coverage.
Enemy structure damaged, Commander.
That does not help when you miss like that when I'm overheating. What is that? Shit.
I don't like how this is going.
Well, okay, this is actually... Oh, actually, this is not necessarily a bad thing.
I hear ya.
Because we do want a Wolverine. We've got 2 parts for a Wolverine.
You betcha.
Or is it 3 parts for a Wolverine? It might be 3 parts for a Wolverine.
Got it.
So if we can get this Wolverine out of play...
Crash.
Isn't Firestarter again.
That hit something important. Copy.
I kinda need the Javelin back here.
Affirmative.
I can't leave this Wolverine alone.
Lock in target.
Yeah, I'm going to have to disengage the Phoenix Hawk for a turn to cool it off, and I'm going to have to bring it back to deal with the garrison. Which is not good, because it means we're going to be under missile and potentially PPC fire from the turrets the whole time. Oh, thank you for that. I was going to have to do that the next turn anyway, but you just saved me the trouble. Right, yeah, Claymore is going to duck in behind the building here, and is just going to have to shut down for a turn. Oh, fuck.
I lost a weapon.
Yeah.
Reporting. Standing by. Copy. Roger that. Critical hit, Commander. Waiting for orders. Taking the high road. This should be good. When I shoot you, you'll take it and like it. Commander. Confirmed. Yes, Commander.
Engaging target. No damage detected.
What can I do for you? Uh-huh. Got it. Another hit like that and you're toast. Right here. That looked like a critical hit. Copy.
I'm gonna die. Armor breach. Internal damage. I'm doomed. Doomed. Reporting.
Good to go.
Engaging jump jets.
Commander. I'm on my way. Affirmative.
Waiting on you, Commander. I read you, Commander. Moving out. Firing everything I've got.
Standing by. Moving full speed.
Minor damage, Commander. Nothing to see here.
That ain't good. Right here.
Coordinates received. This is gonna be good. Want some more, huh?
I don't know if I can hold out much longer.
Warning. Leg damage imminent. Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
I copy.
Warning.
Yes,
Armor
Commander.
low.
On my way. Here we go.
another target.
Enemy down.
Just brace that for a turn.
Standing by.
Hide Cerberus back behind this building and just lock her down. She's out for the rest of this fight.
Waiting for orders.
Drill bit. You, my friend. Light defender turret. That has to be... Pardon me.
Time
One of
to
the first
fly.
ones to go. Not enough to take it out. That may have been a big mistake, because it's got a lot of turrets that can shoot back, and we didn't kill it in one turn. Yeah, that was a very bad idea.
Yikes! That hit hard!
Although
You can
apparently
see
they're
daylight through
shooting,
my armor.
they're blowing up their own buildings in order to try and get at me, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Again, got to hit the right arm away to get enough to... Gonna have to
Engaging
expose
jump
two
jet.
mechs in order to protect one.
All weapons committed.
God, these things are tough.
Yes, Commander.
Commander?
We gotta jump. Jump. And jump there and still have
Here we
have
go.
full, well, not full, but 2 evasion pips. That gets one of these things down.
That's a kill.
I copy.
Now use the building rubble here as actual cover.
Fire now.
Phoenix Hawk, it better have insane jump range. About standard. I decided to tweak out its armor rather than its jump range. Because it is the heaviest mech that I've currently got at the moment. Which is kind of sad considering how far we're into the campaign, but it is what it is. Lead Spitter is a fire starter that's had its flamers stripped out and had 6 machine guns mounted to it.
Right
And
here.
had its armor also maxed out. It's actually really, really, really nasty fighting against lights. Actually, we want to... be much we can block against it.
Engaging jump jets. All weapons committed.
Nearly enough.
Good to go.
If you see the lineup on it here, 2 medium lasers and 6 MGs. It's basically a P-51 on legs. Right. So, I'm not going to bother using Lead Spitter to rip apart this turret this turn. But we will use it to get around the back here.
Right, Commander.
And take out this one.
Affirmative.
Standing by.
Yeah, the assassin is... I just can't risk to bring it in.
You
I
say
could
so.
really use the extra SRM,
Commander.
but I just cannot risk bringing that in at the moment. We will... Yeah, there's no evasion bonuses that I can take on any of those.
Reporting.
But we will fire and eliminate that turret.
turret destroyed.
Ventilate until they fall over from oxygen poisoning. Yeah, that is pretty much the basic idea, Spirit Fox. It's, yeah, we have to back off of the Phoenix Hawk again, she's cooking. The basic principle was I was fighting on a lot of cold planets and a lot of lunars, a lot of moons. And flamers aren't quite so effective on those. And I was fighting against a whole lot of mechs as well that didn't have a lot of heat generation. The fire starter is best used on either warm planets, where you can just overwhelm the ability for the enemy mechs to actually sink the heat, or against larger mechs that have huge amounts of heat generation, and I wasn't getting any of those, so I needed something that was more effective against lights. The fire starter can actually pack a surprising amount of armor.
Yes, Commander.
But the flamers were
Commander?
useless. But it has 6 secondary weapon slots. So I stuck a 50 cal in each one, basically a 50 cal in each one of those, and put the 2 medium lasers in, and now it just rips light mechs to pieces. It's great.
I copy.
It's got more armor than the Phoenix Hawk. Yeah, that one's gonna have to go next. I think we'll take the risk.
Location confirmed.
Oh.
That turret's gone.
Yeah, right, a specialist light hunter. Yep, and for this stage, basically that's all we can do. As I said, the Phoenix Hawk is the heaviest mech we've got. With a 45-ton max yield, we're sort of stuck on skull and a half missions. Anything beyond that is actually beyond our weight
Right
class
here.
with the difficulty level of this. This is a skull and a half mission,
Roger
and we've got
that.
1 mech crippled, and 3 mechs that are taking, a turn each. There's at least 2 mech turns to pull apart a single defensive turret, because they're well, these are only supposed to be light turrets, but we're supposed to be in an average weight of about 50 tons for a mission like this. So, yeah, we do with what we've got. It does have fantastic jump range as well, though, so you can get around.
Affirmative. Commencing Alpha Strike.
Oh, we got an MG crit,
Not good. Not good.
but I think that's fine. I think that's their last turret left, so we should be able to pop that one with the Phoenix Hawk. And then we're just got to pull these buildings apart.
All weapons committed.
Assuming my pilot actually hits the friggin'
Standing
thing.
by. Okay.
Shoot it again.
Got it.
There we go.
Target destroyed.
Alright, that should be all the
Commander.
defenses dealt with. So now, we just have to take out the specific buildings.
Moving. Lock in target.
Good shot, Commander. Enemy structure down.
Hey, Grey Matter, how's it going, mate? Welcome to the stream. Alright. Just working out how to pull apart the rest of this base now, and this mission should be pretty much done, I think.
Engaging target.
It's 2. That one actually went down really easy. I wonder if that one
Target
copped some
building
flack before.
destroyed.
The defensive turrets are pretty vicious in this. They took down 2 buildings while we were on approach.
Yes,
2 of their
Commander.
own buildings, I might add. Probably could bring the assassin in now. It's
Good
pretty
to go.
safe. But that's fine.
Here we go.
And down she
Target
comes.
destroyed.
Ah, she's stuck up on the roof. Oh, that's alright. She should be good to hit from there. Yep.
Here we go.
Building's pretty hard to miss. Jump that one up. Is this an expansion or a mod?
Engaging target.
Combination. The urban environment
time to bug
is
out.
from
Get to the
the
LZ
one of
for
the
extraction.
expansions. The mod, or the rest of this is a mod. This is the BattleTech extended mod, BEX, which is, if you I've put all the details down below. If you look down into the section at the bottom of the stream, you'll see a list of games with all of the mods that I'm using in them. So you'll see all the mods that I've got in Skyrim, all the mods that I'm using for MechWarrior 5 at the moment, although that needs to be updated. I tweaked that a little bit more because I'm setting up MechTech at the moment, and BEX for BattleTech. I'm keeping an
Mission
accurate mod
successful.
list down below so everybody can check out exactly what I'm using. The MechWarrior 5 one has to be updated though, because those have to be loaded in a specific order, and I'm actually going to put the load order in that you're required to use to make it work, because the thing with MechTech for MechWarrior 5, if you do not get the load order correct, it will cause the game to crash on boot. Yep, 3025 to 3061. 4 years short of the clans. No, the clans invaded in 3049. That's what we're heading towards at the moment. Currently, we are in 3029, I think, or 3028. We'll have to have a look. Some minor repairs needed here, but it's not too bad. Alright, first things first, we got to quickly sort out this, because here's our important ones. Alright, we have 2 parts of the Wolverine, and we've got 2 Wolverine bits. Right, cool. We just got ourselves a new mech upgrade. And there's 3 parts of a fire starter here. But we've got none, so we couldn't assemble a fire starter anyway. That's alright, I'll go through the details if you want, Spirit Fox, in just a moment. Yes. Yeah, so one of the changes this mod's, or at least on the settings I'm running for this particular playthrough on this mod, we actually require 4 parts to assemble a mech rather than 3. So we've got 2 in storage for the Wolverine, and we've just picked up 2 more. We've got 3 parts for a fire starter, which in vanilla BattleTech would be a complete mech, but here's 1 short, and we have none in storage, so I couldn't assemble another fire starter anyway, although I've already got 2. 1 needs weapons. But we've just got a Wolverine. Now, you might actually get to see another cool part about this mod here, but we'll see. Or at the very least, you'll get a basic example of it regardless, I guess. So, let this roll through, and wait for the mech construction window. Alright, so basically, here we go, we're going to need to do some mech repairs. Yeah, we took a bit of a beating on that one. Cool, yeah, alright, so this window here, assemble mech. Because you're required to collect more parts for mechs in this this mod, and you can actually make it, if you want to really make the thing ridiculously difficult, push it up to potentially 8 parts required to assemble a mech. I've got it on 4 at the moment, which is pretty much standard settings for the mod. But since it requires so many parts, when you get enough parts to assemble a mech, you don't just get the option of assembling the mech based on the parts you've collected. Because there are more variants, you can now actually select what variant you want to put together. However, your ability to do that depends on what parts you've found in the parts that you can potentially assemble it from. So let's say there were 4 variants of the Wolverine in the game. I'm not actually sure how many there were. And I got 1 part from each variant. 4 parts in total. I would have the option on this screen to select which version of the mech I would like to assemble based on its hardpoints. So I get that choice. At the moment, I've only got access to the 6R variant, so the 6R is going to have to be the version that I'm going to assemble, and we are absolutely not going to sell this thing. I'm kind of annoyed we have to storage it, though. I'm going to have to jiggle some stuff to actually get it in. That's cool. Yeah, no, it is. It's great. And which means the more parts of a mech you collect over time, the more options you're going to have down the track. Your pilots now get fatigued after a mission, so you can't just continually spam run them. If you try to do so, after 2 or 3 missions, they'll actually start taking minor injuries, just because you're pushing them too hard. There's a whole bunch of SLDF tech. At the moment, we've just got over 2100, so we can actually do this now. I will do this right away. Actually, no, we won't, because we have not paid our bills yet. We're due one day. Okay. Because it is currently, sorry, it's there, 3028, October 26, 3028, the fourth succession war is now commenced. That's where we're up to. We will get a news report from Comstar at the end of the month too, I think. What we've got at the moment, new technology that's been added, I've come across this, and I want to purchase it before I leave. We have an SLDF ERP PC sitting on the storefront here for 1 million credits, and I want to make sure when I leave this planet, I'm taking that with me, because I foresee an awesome in my future that's going to have 3 of these fuckers attached to it. So I need to make a little bit more money yet, but first we got to put our mechs back together. There are new mechs in this, and yes, the clans will show up. The another thing you might like, Spirit Fox, the map is slightly different. It's the whole Star League now, and as time moves on, the map will change. New areas will pop up as new empires rise. Borders will move, and when the clans actually start invading 3049, the clan invasion corridors will start to form up here, and will start to make their plunge down to Terra, that sits right down in the center of the map. That one? No, that's Pycon. We're at that one. Terra, controlled by Comstar, right back in the middle. Shouldn't you buy the PPC before the new month? No. Why would I buy the PPC before the new month? The stock on the stock won't change, but we're going to get billed one way or another, so I might as well pay the bill, pick up the new missions, and then pick up the PPC once I've got the extra money, once the bills are paid, because we don't have a huge amount of contracts remaining here, I don't think. Repossession is a little bit beyond our ability, although we're mobile enough for it. But at 2 skulls, we could get straight up one shot by some of the defenders. Shop don't change their inventory in this month and this month. Actually, this is a good point. I'm not entirely sure if they do shift their inventory at the end of the month. I don't know whether or not that changed. Alright, maybe I will buy it, and I'm just going to have to be broke for a bit. We're definitely going to have to do this battle, and that will have to be a full max pay just to get cash. Especially since we're going to be putting some mechs back together at the moment, which is going to leave us a bit of short on cash. And we might have to do this recovery mission as well, as much as I'm not super fond of these. I'd rather not do that one, to be perfectly honest. That just seems like more trouble than it's worth. But first things first, mech base. We have mechs to put back together. So the Phoenix Hawk is a straight up repair, nothing special about that. 2 days, 10,000 C bills. The Assassin is going to need some replacements. So we need 2 jump jets in the SRM-2. SRM-2 in on the right hand side. Ammunition was in the leg, so that was fine, and we only needed jump jet replacements, of which we have loads. I have 67 jump jets left over, so that's not an issue. 137 in 6 days. These repairs are going to be painful.
Shouldn't be too hard.
Lead spitter, no replacements. Should be just a straight repair. Javelin, same deal. The Javelin lost its left arm, but there's nothing in its left arm, so it doesn't actually make a difference. So that's actually not so bad. Sorry, Mr. Lot nose suddenly started spraying blood. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's one of the oh god, don't really need this thing anymore, but I still kind of love it. The original unmodified mechs in this, although we're disappointed we didn't get that Falcon from the last stream. In RT they do, I don't know about BEX. Yeah, I have no idea either. That's actually one of the things I'm not sure. So yeah, we might have to pick it up. It's gonna leave us tight. We're gonna be under 1 million again. So I hate doing this. I hate doing this, but we might have to do it. I can't really afford. I don't want to afford to miss this. I want that.
New weapon
Thank you,
systems
Matt.
available.
Have we got anything we can sell?
Again? Hang on, I'll send someone down.
You can sell the Locust. We don't need that anymore. You can sell the Stinger. We don't need that anymore. I'll sell the Urban Mech. Yeah, screw it. I'm selling the Urban Mech. I'm not going to keep the Urban Mech. I'm not going to use the Urban Mech. The Wasp can go. That's never going to get used again. Alright, we got the Wolverine. The Wolverine we actually need out and assembled so we can start putting it back together. Riding the red line is fun. Yeah, it's not what I like, but thankfully we've got some mechs there we can sell, but that's most of our back stock on mechs.
All mech warriors to the habitation ring for a mandatory hygiene check. Repeat, all mech warriors.
Although I think things are about to start getting better, because we've just started off the stream picking up a Wolverine, so our tonnage is going up, which is our main issue at this point. What are we going to get rid of? The fire starters are too useful. No Irby with a shotgun. We might build an Irby with a shotgun later on, once I have enough money to throw around to afford to have a Irby with a shotgun floating around in one of these bays down here. I just can't really afford it now. Not when I've just sold off half a dozen mechs and I'm still only at 1.5 million. It's cutting a bit tight. We're going to bank the Falcon. Firestarter's going to need some guns, so we'll need to work on it. And we've got a now storage. We're going to ready the Wolverine.
Shouldn't be long.
As our new heaviest mech. Now we need a refit on you as well. So what have we got? Secondary weapons. We've got 11 MGs. Alright, so we might be able to build a lead spitter Mark II here. So 2 meads in the center. Ammo, we want a ton of MG ammo in each leg. And then 1, 2, 3. Oh, hey, not ammo. God damn it, what am I doing? Pay attention. Weapons. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. That gets us to 31. And we want to now go to 15 on each of the rears. And then max out. Go 20. Max out the Ford armor. Legs and arms. 9-4. I feel like I'm missing something here. Okay, Urban Lord wants to know your location. Ducker time. Yeah, armor. All the armor. This is basically the same way I've got the other one set up, but I feel like I'm missing something here. Because I have no tonnage left over on the other one. And this one can't have any more armor put on it. What am I missing? What am I missing? I'm not sure. Fuzzy dice in the cockpit. With the amount of tonnage I got left over, that's about all it really is.
Roger that.
Nothing in the way of equipment. Yeah, we're building up a nice collection of SLDF and Lost Tech here at the moment. We're broke, but we do have a couple of nice things sitting in the toolbox for a later time when it comes to it. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm missing in this.
Darius, please remind our mech warriors.
All of its armor points are completely maxed, unless I had another jump jet on it. Yes, I might have had, no, that can't be right, that's not right. Might be an extra jump jet. Been a heat sink. Don't know. That's alright, we're a little bit underweight, but we're maxed out on armor, we've got our 6 MGs, we've got our 2 medium lasers. I don't know. I'll work it out later. I'll go with that, regardless.
I'll let you know when that's done.
Alright, so, now, we can advance a little bit of time, let the pilots rest, and see exactly where things are. Alright, so the bit you might have missed before Spirit Fox, before your nose exploded, was this. This was the only extra piece I was sort of showing. The map's slightly different in this one. It's actually got the whole inner sphere in the mod, and one of the parts that changes is as time rolls on and the dates change, the map borders will actually shift around, and eventually once we hit the clan invasion, you should start seeing the clan invasion corridors form and start making their dive here towards Terra, which sits in the center of the map. We're not going there, but it's still lit up after the last time I was here. That's one of the other major changes. Alright. So Phoenix Hawk is
Got a
in
new
its first
financial
one.
report for you, Commander.
That takes us down to 1.3. That's okay. We'll just make a standard payment on that. And the pilots now have perks as well, like they do on the tabletop, and both positive and negative perks. I actually need to find a replacement for Hulk if I can't get rid of her negative perk. She has a chance when panicking, or when when the mech falls over, to accidentally eject herself. Can you join some of the historical battles of the Clan Wars, such as Twycross? I think so. At the very least, I do know that whenever certain things start happening, like at the moment the 4th Succession War is on, I don't have enough tonnage to get involved in that fight. Those are 3, 4, 5 skull missions. I just don't have enough tonnage for it. But at the very least, at the moment, up on all of the Draconis Combine borders and everywhere that the 4th Succession War was taking place, there's a whole bunch of flashpoints that start popping up that are related to various battles that happened during the 4th Succession War. So there's a whole bunch of new flashpoints for it. I imagine major battles in the timeline likely have flashpoints associated with them as well that will allow you to play a small part of one of the major battles. So when Tukiet happens, I have no doubt there will probably be Comstar offered contracts to fight the clans on Tukiet. I'm pretty sure that will be a thing. We're a few decades before we get there. I actually probably should have started time a little bit sooner, but I'm hoping we'll reach the point where we have enough money floating around during this 4th Succession War that and some of the wars that come across after, that we can actually just sort of hit the play button and I can go for a coffee and let time fast forward a little bit and have the entire mercenary company just take a break and chill for a couple of years and start moving into around 30-45 at some point. Anyways, that's everything except the Wolverine and the new Firestarter ready to go, so we are good for another mission. Give Hulk a fleece so she can't eject. That is an option. that is an option. Problem is, she's one of my better pilots at the moment, which is why I'm still running her. I'm kind of hoping that negative perk will go away, because the perk she's got, go over.
Right
She-Hulk.
here. Mm-hmm.
And she's got 2,000 points up at the moment. Alright, so her negative perk is Klutz. May eject when knocked down. I'm kind of hoping as she skills up that Klutz might go away. So yeah, there it is there. Attributes, Klutz. And Periphery, which is just what she is.
Yes, Commander.
What has Relentless got? In a sphere, Liga was born in the Free Worlds League. Lucky. This pilot has uncanny luck plus 2 LRM clustering.
Waiting for orders.
Bit. Canopian Merchant. This pilot's former mercantile career gave them experience with trade routes and business practices of the inner sphere. Getting the best prices for parts reduces the Argo's upgrade prices by 1%. 1% chance for 5,000 C-bills a day. So you've now got these perk and like these positive and negative perks. In RT there is a battle of Tukiad FP. Never been brave enough to attempt it. Heard it's quite brutal. Yeah, I have no doubt. RogueTech has some interesting stuff in it. And it does have some really nice large-scale battles. I will probably give it another chance down the track. The problem that I had with RogueTech the first time I played it is, while, like you can see, it's made by BattleTech enthusiasts, and they do care about what they're building. Their philosophy behind RogueTech seems to be more a grab bag. The kind of things you would do in what-if situations for a lot of the tabletop. There's a lot of tech that shows up at times where it is fun to have available, but not necessarily within line of the lore in the game to make available. Or within the story time, the storyline, and within the lore to be available at certain times. And there's certain, or at least the last time I looked at it, I'm not sure what they've done since, but there was a lot of flexibility in how stuff was done, and I'm a bit of a lore nut. Part of the reason why I'm playing BEX is it plays hardline with the lore. Everything happens when it should, and nothing is available before it should be available, unless you get incredibly lucky, like the SLDF stuff that I came across. The reason why I'm grabbing that is I could jump to another 100 star systems, and I will never find that again. So, yeah, like double heat sinks prior to the helm core. Yeah, exactly. Like there's just the tech lines is for it. And as you see, when I advance time a little bit more, you're going to get a news report pop up from Comstar, and that's an update for that month on all of the lore events that have happened at that time, and that will trigger a change on any of the map borders where planets have been gained or lost in like the 4th Succession War at the moment, and also trigger potential new tech availability. The period we're in at the moment is the start of the period. The Helm Core has just been found, and the data for the Helm Core has just been released. So the very first tech that starts showing up from the Helm Core starts showing up around about now. Like, this has all just happened, and some of the simpler tech will start showing up over the next, between now and the next year or so. And this will get more and more complex as it goes on. So there are certain things you just will not find, or will be super rare up until you reach the correct point. There are actually 2 mods. This one, which plays up to 3061, which is the start of the Fedcom Civil War, and then there is BattleTech Advanced, I think is the other one that I'm going to run, which is sort of lined up to follow on from this mod. And it's basically the same concept, but it starts in 3061 and plays through to 31 something. I can't remember what its end year is. But basically it starts at the Fedcom Civil War and it plays all the way through to essentially the point where Clan Wolf eventually takes Terra. And you play through the second half of the timeline, the Dark Ages, you play through the Jihad era, the Dark era, all that. All the stuff that follows on after the Fedcom. In our time, the timeline is non-existent. They put too much stuff in the mods, so that they would really hard time to adjust it now. Yeah, okay, so they haven't fixed it then. That's what I was curious about. This was the reason I had a bit of an issue with RogueTech the first time I tried it. And I was sort of hoping they may have corrected it, but if you're saying that, then clearly they haven't. It's, as I said, don't get me wrong, RogueTech is a great mod, but it's a mod that is kind of... I imagine if you had a couple of mates that played the tabletop, the kind of battles that would come out of your mates just pulling all of their armies on the table all at once and going, you know what, let's just fucking have at it. That kind of a battle, which is fine. That's cool. That's fun. But I like playing through the story, and I've been craving a BattleTech game that actually plays through the greater story of BattleTech for a long time, and nobody made one until this series of mods. So that's why I picked this one.
Yes, Commander.
Yeah. No hate on RogueTech. As I said, once I've played through all this and got it out of my system, I might even give it another crack, just for the large-scale battle stuff, which apparently it does incredibly well. But, just not my bag at the moment.
Training complete.
What now?
Cerberus, not enough on
Commander?
you. Not enough on
I'm
you.
listening.
Hulk. Yeah, I don't know how long I'm going to be hanging on to Hulk for. Just grab the tactics point.
Training confirmed, Commander.
I'm not sure what to do with her.
Reporting.
I'm really not. Relentless has missile. Relentless has missile, the missile clustering bonus, I think. You're lucky. +2 LRM clustering. So he needs to be set up for an LRM mech. Not lose evasion when fired on. Fast LRM build? Tactics build. I'm not sure here. I definitely want multi-target. That way I can rain missiles. If I get a large enough missile boat, I can rain missiles on 2 targets as required. Although maybe not. Whichever way, our missile boats are not likely to be overly mobile. So Bulk is probably the way to go, at least as a basic starting skill.
Mech Warrior training complete.
Okay, so that works. Let's get our Mech Warriors all under control. Contracts. Let's see what we can pull up here. Pick up another one and make some money. So repossession, battle, polar. This one here is just going to have to be a take the cash and run mission. It's only a half skull. I'm not expecting there to be much of anything too useful here. That is going to annoy the Federated Sons a little bit though. But that's okay, we got to work on their rep anyway. So that's fine. We will run with exactly the same mission lineup here. We don't need anything different. Our Firestarter's not ready and our Wolverine is still being assembled. So we can go with that. And hip hip hooray for the Grey Legion, very much so. Brave move on their behalf too. Not trying to keep it for themselves where they could maximise their profit out of it. And although this was more to flip the bird to Comstar, I think, as well. Just giving the copy of the core to everyone. Except the Draconis Combine. For understandable reasons. The Grey Death Legion did seem to have somewhat of a grudge towards them. Although they did get a copy of it eventually, because they ended up working out how to get the Mauler production.
Initiated.
Yeah, Mauler. They got the Mauler production running out of the eventually. They were the first to actually get manufacture of the Mauler up and running. Or did they design the Mauler? No. No, I don't think they designed it. I think they got it. They got manufacturing back up again for it. Don't think that was a native design. It may have been the Homunta Chi that they got building, that they worked out to do as a native design out of the Helm Core data they got. Although I can't remember where they got it from. I just know they got a copy of it eventually.
Somewhat, anyway.
Alright, so, target enemy vehicles. Well, we've got the high road up here at the moment to at least find out where they are, which is always nice. A little bit of unstable terrain, but nothing we can't
On my way!
handle.
Location confirmed.
In a way, it's Pokemon with mechs, gotta collect them all. Yeah, as I said, Rogue Tech looks like it could be fun. If I could have a second install of BattleTech on, I might even put it on a second install, but I love the storyline. This mod proves to me, if nothing else, somebody needs to do this properly. Like either a BattleTech 2 that plays through the whole storyline, or at least a good chunk of the time period, or bring back Mech Commander and do it. One way or another, somebody has to do something that looks at the greater BattleTech universe rather than focusing in single areas. My ultimate game, I've said in the past, my ultimate game would start in the Star League era, and you would witness the Exodus, and your main war that you fight would be the First Succession War. So you'd actually be able to see that shit show center stage.
Advancing.
That would be one that I would want to play. Because the First Succession War was a shit show. What do we got? So we got one vehicle up here. Looks like two down. Looks like we're just going to be fighting some trucks, which seems easy. It's likely not. Depends on the tonnage. Oh, we got an SRM carrier. That has to die, like, right now. Thank you. I friggin' hate SRM and LRM carriers.
What? No.
The Assassin will get a good evasion run up here and see what this one is. Oh, we got a Mana Core.
Targeting for an alpha strike.
That one, he's going to take a lot more firepower.
Good to go.
Can we get Lead Spitter? No, we can't get Lead Spitter close enough to actually unleash the MGs. Can't get Lead Spitter close enough to unleash anything, really. That's...
I leap! I soar!
Might have to be the goat.
Special delivery!
Oh, this thing's front armor and it's getting a 20% damage reduction. And the Javelin is not going to be able to make line of sight for anything, so... Right, we're just going to sprint the Jav up.
Hauling
See if we
ass.
can get it around the side in the next turn. Now, the kill team's update is being tested right now, so the support lancers that inflate enemy unit numbers should go down, but they are brutal. Using Munchkin Mechs, the RT mods design themselves. Yeah, I'll have to take a look at it at some point. Even if just a grab bag of fun, without too much concern for the lore or story. Like a skirmish battle generator. Sorry, the voice is getting a little crackly here, so I'm just gonna pop open one of these anacols.
Hey.
So yeah, I finally got my my negative rat test today, so COVID has finally fucked off.
Affirmative.
It, as I was saying at the start of the stream, for those who missed the intro, I said at the end of the last stream, yeah, I think I'm fine. I think I'm over it. I think it's all good, and it's all good, and I don't need to worry about it. Yay, all done. And yeah, then it came back and kicked my ass for the next 2 days. So that's why there's been no streams since the last one.
Here we go.
I've been bedridden. Mongrel thing.
I'm picking up a new sensor trace. Looks like enemy reinforcements.
Oh, great.
Affirmative.
Come on, drill bit. Practice thing side armor. Jesus. Those are LRMs. We got strikers. Ugh. Yeah, I don't think I want Phoenix Hawk to be down here on its own.
Engaging jump jets.
Let's deal with this manacle.
All weapons
Come
committed.
on. Get through there. No. Fuck, this thing's got a lot of armor. Yeah, we'll deal with you in just a second.
Damage minimal.
The problem is the manacle's too heavy. I can't actually stand on it with any of these at the moment. It's heavier than the mechs that I have available. So I'm gonna actually have to kill this one.
Right here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This is everything I got.
There we go. Right.
Mm-hmm. That'll do.
Oh, they have mechs. Whatever that was, it's got LRMs.
Engaging jump jets.
Alright, side shot on the striker. This should
All
go straight
weapons
through.
committed.
Not quite. It's alright, from there I should be able to get close enough to actually be able to just stand on the striker.
I'm here.
Yeah, there's nowhere along there I can really get to. Then let me shoot down on whatever that is.
Okay.
I hear ya. Commencing Alpha Strike.
I love that thing with all the
Smoked 'em.
MGs. Alright. Goblin MG. Oh, somebody giving me a taste of my own medicine from the looks of it.
Not good. Not good.
Commander.
Don't give me sass.
Full speed sounds good. Mm-hmm. They're shooting at me.
Alright. Cannot get close enough to stand.
Commander?
Drill bit can. Alright. Should be able
Got
to
it.
stand on this.
Ah!
Nope. That works, though. I'll take it.
That's a vehicle kill.
I'm not picky. Now, we want to keep sensors forward on what these mechs are. But we're going to turn a shutdown on the Phoenix Hawk since
What
it's overheating.
now? Engaging. Jump
Assassin
jet.
down here as well, where it's safe.
I'm listening.
Javelin's about to turn out. Engaging the assassin. Did they sense the lock? I'm curious on exactly how they've got him targeted at the moment. Alright, well, let's find out. Directly from the top.
Engaging jump jets.
What are you? You are just a wasp.
All weapons committed.
You're barely interesting.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
I'm here.
Right, Cerberus.
I'll try.
Target the other leg.
I'll try.
Actually, we probably should have gone to send a torso on that one. Just
Waiting for orders.
Save the effort. And we can just get the fire started close enough, lead speed close enough.
Roger that.
And misses with both shots. Okay, fair enough.
That would be a miss.
So you're giving up the high ground? At this point, I don't think we need the high ground. The high ground here is also a little inconvenient. Although, technically, I've still got the high ground, it's just not as high as the high ground. And since everybody except the Javelin has jump jets, they also all have portable high ground. So it's fine. I'm good.
Affirmative.
Who's that? Valkyrie. Okay. It's like baby's first griffin. Okay, fair enough. It's annoying as shit is what it is, constantly shooting at my damn assassin.
Engaging jump jets. Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
What are you going to do, Wasp? One medium laser and an LRM-10, I think. Yep, that seems to be about what I'm seeing.
Hey.
Or at least the LRM-10. Based on the constant missile volleys that have been coming in on the assassin. That seems like a pretty correct loadout.
I hope we hurt. Enemy mech destroyed.
Hulk's going to be pissed off because she's going to have to turn around and run back up the hill now because she's got no
Good to go. Got it. Right, Commander.
I'm listening.
Yeah, I think best bet's actually going to be to sprint down here and see whether or not I can lob. Actually, no, it won't be. She might come down.
Mm-hmm.
I'll keep Javelin down here just in case she jumps down the hill. It is really intent on trying to kill
Internal
the
structure
assassin, isn't it?
disintegrating.
What we want to... Actually, what we really want to do... Ideally would be to shut down for a time so we don't overheat, but we're not going to be doing that. Precision strike. I'm not going to do anything fancy on this one, just try and core it.
All weapons committed.
That was a terrible shot. What the hell was that?
Waiting for orders. Here we go.
Yeah, LRM-10, 1 medium laser. Good call.
Critical hit, Commander.
Standing by. On my way. Okay, firing everything.
Shoulder destroyed, hit destroyed, upper arm
That
actuator
looked
destroyed.
like a critical hit. Right here.
On my
And
way.
the Javelin, the reason why I keep it around without jump jets. 2 SRM-6s.
Locking on and firing it all.
Scored a critical hit.
Which didn't do anywhere near as much as I was hoping it would then, but yeah, it is what it is. Brace Claymore for a turn.
Engaging coolant system.
Another shot from the assassin. Left torso, left arm, right leg destroyed,
Critical
pilot
hit.
injured, pilot ejected. Bail it out.
Mission successful.
Nice, which means we'll get cash bonuses too, for the extra mission. Well, for wiping out the extra lance. Oh, 30% bonus. 245,000, and we'll get 2 random pieces of salvage. And only the assassin had any major damage, which should be relatively easy to put it together. 2 spare SRM-6s. Yeah, there's only 2 parts of the Valkyrie, 1 part of the Wasp. It's only a 30-tonner anyway. Interesting mech as a new addition via the mod, but not one I'm too concerned about. Alright, we're going to need some mech repairs before our next contract boss. Can't go into combat like this. See me in the mech bay when you're ready. It's not that bad, Yang. Calm down. It's only the assassin, and she only needs a little bit of work. Yeah, 1 day and less than 2 grand to put it back together. Nice. Alright, so... the Wolverine will be assembled in 3 days. And the Fire Starter is 16 days out of... 16 days out of having its modification done. So then we'll be able to bring it in. I think I'll replace the assassin. Even though it's 5 tons lighter, I think I might have to consider replacing the assassin. We'll have a look. I still got to work out what the missing tonnage on this is. 4 MGs. Ah, okay, so this one has 6 jump jets. I've only got 4 on the other one, which means I must have scaled its armor back slightly. Oh yeah, just for those watching. Phoenix Hawk, 720 armor. Assassin, I can't see at the moment. At 35 tons, at 520 on the fire starters currently. 480 on the Javelin. So, it's not bad for its weight. 520 on a 35-ton mech is actually kind of impressive. Right. 1,600. Is there anything left to do? Just that embassy extraction, which I'm really not fond of, and this repossession mission is 2 skulls. There'll be stuff on that I want. I'm just not sure I have enough tonnage to survive it unless I wait for the refit for the Wolverine, which I don't really want to do.
Sarah? You got
McEvity, nod to the Wolverines. Ah, you have a good eye. Yes, that's exactly what it is.
I'm on
A nod to the Wolverines. And the Fusiliers, starting in Davian space, is a bit of a nod to the Highlanders. But yeah, I just wanted to have a little bit of fun with the naming. I was curious on who would actually pick it up. So nice to see somebody who knows their lore. Alright, so, I think we're going to get the hell out of here. Neither of these are worth picking up for the free transit. I'd like to, but I'm just not quite there on the tonnage. And the embassy extraction mission... I don't like extraction missions. I'm not that desperate, and it's not paying that well. It's only got a 314 salvage or 275,000 max pay, so in either case it's not great. So we'll crack open the star system, or the star map, and see exactly where we can head to next. So I don't want to have to travel far. Now spend enough time in the RTO server and you pick up some of the lore and watch some of Tex's videos. Yes, you should always watch Tex's videos. I'm about halfway through his current one. I ran out of time before the stream. I wanted to start the stream, so I haven't had a chance to complete the Warhammer one yet. I've just gotten through his discussion on the development issues of warships and just got onto the start of the discussion of the Warhammer itself. He is doing the type of video that I want to do, but I don't want to copy him. Although I do want to do that style. The difference is I want to do all my own art. Which means if I actually do videos like that, it's going to take a fucking long time. I love that, doing the hand-drawn art style. As he's going through the videos, the hand pieces, the custom artworks. But I actually wanted to do that ages ago. But for not just BattleTech, just for actual videos on like real-world lore, the development of real-world aircraft and so on. Really wanted to do that for the channel, but I'm never happy enough with my art to do it. Anyways, St. Ives. What is our travel time? We're only 20 days. Agriculture, Comstar presence, geothermal, inner sphere level civilization, large population. We're slowly working up the border here because I want to get up to Dracom space. I'm hoping by the time we actually complete the journey, the fourth succession war will still be running and we will have a big enough lance to actually be able to get involved. But for the moment, it's just a little tight on cash. It's 21 days, 22, 19, 20 days to St. Ives looks like it's the best option. It's only a half skull. Maxar is 33. Ooh, that's a big jump. That's beyond our capability.
All mech techs to the mech lab. I repeat.
Wickerpool
All mech techs to the mech lab.
settled shortly after the first exodus from Terror and was a member state of the St. Ives Mercantile League prior to the formation of the Capellan Confederation in the mid-24th century. Yeah, doesn't look like there'll be much there. Gurnet is another interesting one. Comstar presence. Gurnet system was colonized at some point during the Star League era after the end of the reunification war. So that's the generic planetary description. It's 20 days. I think St. Ives is going to be the one that's worth dropping by. It's Capellan world, but we might find some stuff there that we can do. Ideally, we're supposed to be building our rep with Davian, the Federated Suns. That's really what we're after here.
Stay out until Yan gives the all clear.
But they've just got no useful worlds for us to work on at our tonnage. They're either places like this, which are just, there's nothing interesting there about them at all, or they're, you know, 5 skulls, which is, would you like to die? So I think we're just going to have to go to St. Ives. Hopefully there's some missions there that we can help Federated Suns, help the Suns actually take the place over or get something done. Or at the very least, we just have some money against some, work against some local pirates. Alright, set course, 30,000 travel costs, 20 days.
By your command.
And we are underway.
Engines primed. All hands prepare for transition to thrust.
Yeah, the Warhammer video is a tad bit over 2 hours long. Watched it all yesterday. Yeah, unfortunately I didn't have time to watch it yesterday. But, yeah, I like the long-form videos. I personally probably wouldn't do 2-hour-long ones. But I'm glad he does, because they're totally worth the watch. But yeah, I love Tex's work. I was looking at doing potentially some bite-sized videos for BattleTech lore. You know, something a little bit more that 10 to 20 minute margin. But I've never worked out how to do it, because I don't want to copy Tex's style. I don't want to do it his way, and I don't want to sort of tread on his area. But I'm not sure how I would do it. And I've still been toying with it. I've spoken about this in the past, but I still haven't worked out exactly how to do that. And I think that's one thing I would end up having to create a new channel for. Because my channel's a bit in the dumps these days. The algorithm has long since left it by. It's approaching on a 10-year-old channel now, so that's to be expected, I guess. Alright, so in navigation, some more highlights. Blinking red alert on the Argo's path. We've got some space junk in our way, Commander. Permission to blast it to dust with a Leopard. Debris, Dr. Murad correct, sir. I recommend that we attempt to avoid it, otherwise you risk sending debris into unexpected directions. You can damage our most vital systems and bays. Samir rolls her eyes. The Argo isn't exactly an agile ship. I mean, I'm good, but she's never going to turn on a dime. We've got about 5 minutes roughly. We need a decision, Commander. Perform standard evasive maneuver, deploy the Leopard and destroy the debris. And we have not got the improved power conduits, so we can't force more power to the engines. You're right about destroying the debris. It's a bad idea. Yeah, the Argo is a big ship. We'll deploy the Leopard. You watch from a view screen as the Leopard jumps from the Argo's docking collar and fires at the debris. The LRM barrage scatters scrap metal in unexpected directions. Pieces spin, break apart, and smack against the hull. After the Argo reaches a safe distance, Dr. Murad reports over the comms. The med bay took a serious hit. Expect a delay of a couple of weeks as the med techs will be forced to operate with limited power until repairs are finalised. That one I could have done without. I don't have a lot of medical points at the moment. I could have done without that. That drops us down to 2. Yeah, medical 2. I would have rather taken a hit to the mech base. Well, hopefully none of my pilots get injured, and our fatigue time has just gone up. So we have the next financial report up, which will bring us down to 1.5, and then hopefully we'll find some jobs at St. Ives to pump us back up cash-wise. This is a hell of a lot more effort. As I said at the start of the stream, I've installed MagzTV for MechWarrior 5 and all of its extra mods on board. And I've been playing that. And I've got the difficulty on it turned up, of course. And, you know, MagzTV does make MechWarrior 5 significantly more difficult.
Ready to go over financials whenever
But,
you are.
in the space of about 2.5 hours of play of MagzTV, I've still managed to upgrade to a full lance of a full lance of hunchbacks, 3 different variants, I might add. I've got the laser back, I've got the missile back, and I've got the main hunchback. I'm up to 65-ton mechs, and I think I'm sitting on 30 million C pills at the moment. So it's not more difficult to make money in that. Time to upgrade the Argo soon. I have got some upgrades on it at the moment. The main reason I haven't been doing the upgrades, or I've sort of stopped and I don't have one running at the moment, is because I've gotten all the cheap upgrades done. The next upgrade is... Let's go take a look. We have 445 for the upgraded lounge, 356 for the improved power conduits. Considering our money at the moment, this is cutting it a little fine. Structural reinforcement is at about 300, 600, nearly 700,000 for beta pod, 891 for Mech Bay 2. You're seeing the problem here. It's all close to 500,000 for the next series of upgrades, and I just not quite enough cash. If it wasn't for the SLDF PPC, yes, we would already be running an upgrade, but I just don't have the cash at the moment, unfortunately. Hopefully after this world, if there's nothing there that's going to cause us to blow all our budget again,
Commander.
which we should probably check first. Alright, system. We have a complete battle mech, Blackjack, complete Shadowhawk, neither of which I'm interested in buying. Let's just have a look through weapons. Double plus AC5, double plus AC20, standard PPC. Yeah, nothing here that's yeah, nothing here rocking my world, which is good. Mortars, AMS. That would be nice, actually.
There's a lot of activity on the comms.
We've got a
You
comm
must be
system
near
as
another
well.
dropship. Probably flying with an escort.
Both of those would be nice. We don't really have a mech for the AMS system, but that's another thing I wouldn't mind banking away for once we get a little bit more tonnage. Oh, we'll see how much money we can make first. All of our mech warriors should be fine now. All of our mechs should be good. Wolverine is ready to accept parts. We'll start the refit on it now. Alright, so double ballistics, triple missiles. Medium laser in the head. She ran an AC5 in the right arm by default. And a single SRM6. Jump jets and heat sinks. Three missiles. I think I'd rather double SRM6s. She has to make usage of the ballistic mount because she's only got one laser mount. What do I have in the way of ballistics? I got an AC-10 and the SLDF LBX-10, which I'm not putting in the arm of Wolverine. I'm not putting the SLDF LBX-10 in anything that doesn't have a chest mount ballistic mount. It might have to be an AC-10. It might have to go with the AC-10. So AC-10. That brings us up to 48 straight away. How much have we got? Projectile bin, 10 rounds. Only 10 rounds a ton. So it means we're going to want at least 2 tons. This is going to be tight to fit. Weapons, we are not. Suppose it only had an AC5 by default. Yeah, alright, so no, we will not fit this straight away. We might have to grab ourselves an AC5. Yeah, we're going to go with the AC5. We could do an AC10 fit, but we'd have a single SRM6 and an AC10, and that just seems a little light on weapons. I'd rather have the AC5, 2 SRM6s in the left torso, ammunition in the legs, and then up armor it, and potentially put a couple of jump jets on it as well, just so it's got a little bit of mobility. Does Wolverine have any mech quirks? Command BattleTech, +1 initiative for whole lance until fired upon. Extended torso twist, the mech's angle of fire is extended by 120 degrees. Improved communications, can see through single ECM ghost effect. Protected actuators, leg actuator crits are ignored 50% of the time. Cramped cockpit, -1 loss to actions that generate resolve. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe not an Ultra AC5. An Ultra AC5 would be ideal if we happen to come across one, but I'd like to get the Wolverine moving before then. So I think standard AC5 would be enough. I think I'll skip the energy hardpoint regardless. I won't worry about the weight. A single medium laser is not really worth much, but an AC5, preferably one that's a bit upgraded if we can find one, a single or a double plus. 2 tons of ammunition for that, 2 tons of SRM ammo, 2 SRM6 ammo, 2 SRM6 launchers in the other side. Max its armor across the board. It should pull at least 800 armor, maxed out. Maybe even 1,000 if we're lucky. I'm not entirely sure how far they go up, but it's only 55 tons. And yeah, there may be some jump jets just for a little bit of mobility if there's any weight left over, and just have it as basically a tank, because that's our biggest issue at the moment. Damage-wise, our Lance isn't horrible. It puts out a decent amount of firepower. Its biggest issue is I don't have anything that can really shirt front the enemy. I don't have a tank. I've got a bunch of light DPS. I don't have a tank. So I need something that has enough tonnage to actually put some decent armor on it that can kind of get battered. And that might have to be it. I think that'll be the go. Anyways, before we can get that, we need money so we can buy ourselves an AC5. And yeah, obviously then if we come across an Ultra AC5 later, I'll yank the AC5 out and fit the Ultra. So we'll make it work, but we'll work with what we got. Deniable Destruction. Who is it against? We're looking for a mercenary company to do covert work for us. We've lost a base to pirate forces. That's fine. I have no problem fighting pirates for you. I just don't want to fight the Federated, fight the Suns. Personnel being held even now. So that's destroy base, half skull. That should be fairly simple. Ambush convoy, half skull. Medical relief, caravan of pirate doctors. It's again pirate. Aggressive negotiations for the Federated Suns. An assassination in the Highlands against the Capellans. That I'm actually cool with. And a battle in the Lowlands. Doesn't say. Doesn't say who we're fighting. Although it doesn't matter as long as we're from the Federated Suns. I'm trying to build rep with these guys for better missions. So we can do both of those. They're not an issue. We're offered two skulls, automatic transfer off planet, and these are both against pirates. So we will take these. They're not offering much for them. They're only half skulls, so they'll be quick enough to make some cash, I guess. That's only against pirate forces. They should be fast ins and outs. Alright, so Phoenix Hawk, Assassin, Lead Spitter, and we're going to yank the Javelin out for this one. Although, will we? No, we'll keep the Javelin in. Yeah, the new Firestarter's got a lot more armor. 595 over 520. So yeah, that's the difference. Yeah, no, we'll try that out. We'll pull the Javelin out, we'll try the new Firestarter. And we'll actually switch pilots over as well, because I want to get Relentless worked up a little bit. Because he's a pilot that we're keeping for the moment. Pardon me. Alright, so we'll deploy on that. Hey, Chaser. Hey, Mag, just finished mowing the lawn and I see you're streaming, but guessing you're ending soon? No, not yet. I was going to be doing at least a couple more missions, not pulling it out just yet. It's only 1:30 in the morning. I've got a little bit more left in me. I haven't streamed in the last couple of days because, as I said, COVID came back and roughed me up a little bit more. I thought I was over it. Turns out I was wrong. But I've got me negative rat tests and everything today now, so now I've just basically got a cold left. Yeah, oh, it is what it is. I thought I was thought I got past it. Bastard got one more bite in before it left.
Command interface initiated.
I still say I've had worse hangovers. Definitely had worse flus. But it did get slightly worse than it was the last time I spoke about it. Alright, move in, engage the base defenses, and start the demolition.
I don't like the looks of this place.
It is, however, going to make the next week really busy because I haven't recorded anything, which means I have no Cold Waters recorded. The next Cold Waters video hasn't been played yet. I'm going to have to play that tomorrow, edit it tomorrow, and upload it tomorrow.
Confirmed.
So that's going to be a day. I've also got to catch up on some design work I've got outside of the YouTube stuff, and I've got a bunch of for online sale designs that I need to actually complete. I've been doing a lot of rough sketch work, and unfortunately nowhere near enough. I'm not going to get quite close enough. Unfortunately, not enough time with the pen on a tablet actually drawing. I'm trying to do a couple of designs for based on what's going on in Ukraine at the moment, because I actually want to put them up for a charity.
Okay, let's go. Copy that. Firing Alpha Strike.
That, and it's also a really good opportunity to redo the MiG-29 design, which is something that I've been looking at doing for quite some time. Because I've still only got the MiG-29 design I did in 2018, I think, which was good back then, but I think I'm a bit better now. I think I've improved. And I've had a lot of requests to have a new version of that one done, so
how might I
I
help?
really need to complete it. I figure if I'm going to do it, a Ukrainian MiG-29 design is
Lifting off.
probably a hell of a lot more popular than doing a Soviet or a Russian one, strangely enough. I'm thanking the Vax and all the boosters that I haven't gotten it yet, even as a school administrator. Yeah, the thing is, the Vax doesn't stop you from getting it. I'm vaxxed. I've had my shots. Got it anyway. The Vax is supposed to only make it less. Like you won't be hospitalized for it. But I know a lot of people that aren't vaxxed that have had it as well, and they didn't seem to get it much different than I did, so I will say I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. Regardless, I've had the shots, and, you know, whatever, it's done. The bug's everywhere now, you're either going to catch it or you don't. That's just the way it's going to be. The debate at this point, I think, is pretty much over. Or at the very least, the media's forgotten about it and no longer gives a shit. Goddamn nosebleed, I need to breathe on tenterhooks in case I start bleeding wildly again. Oh shit, you're still bleeding there, Spirit. Well, grab a big bundle of tissues and just sit back, breathe calmly, try and breathe mostly through your mouth. And keep your nose tilted back a little bit and just relax. If you're in a position to recline your chair and just watch the stream and chill, that's probably the best go.
All weapons committed. Target destroyed.
I hear ya.
Alright, so now we have 2 lead spitters.
Uh-huh.
Which means we can start screwing up these little shitbrick mechs when they're getting close. Or maybe we don't need both of them.
Should have run when you had the chance.
That worked.
Hey,
I'll take it. I will take it.
moving to position.
Okay, so
What's the plan?
relentless. Now you'll have a much shorter jump range. Yeah. The extra armor is nice. But I'm thinking we might dial the armor back on this one. And get the jump range back in, because the jump range is really... The combination of good armor and jump range is what makes the lead spitter build work. That was unexpected. It happens...
They're shooting at me.
At least fairly regularly, though not every time. Ooh, harasser. We gotta get rid of that. It's the advantage of only fighting light vehicles and light mechs, and having a fire starter with 6 MGs on it. It's just a close range shred machine. With all the extra components actually being modelled in this mod as well, so you've actually got the internal structure of the mech isn't just a health bar. There are components in there. There are hip joints, shoulder joints, the hands, the feet. Parts of the internal structure are actually in there, and if they break, they do change how the mech performs. So if you can crack open the armor on anything, 6 machine guns makes a mess of everything inside the mech. Particularly if you hit the center torso, because that's just straight up going to rip the reactor shielding to pieces. And that'll straight up cause some pilots to just bail out of the spot.
I'm here. Going hand to hand, I guess.
I kind of like the old Clan
much
Diamond
left
Shark
of
light
him.
mech the Piranha had that had 12 MGs and I think 2 small lasers. Yeah, same basic idea.
What can I do for you?
As I was explaining a bit earlier on in the stream when somebody was asking about it, the idea was that I had fire starters available, but I kept getting missions that were on cold worlds, and because of the tonnage that I have available, I'm only fighting light mechs. Fire starters with flamers are designed for fighting heavy and assault mechs, causing them to overheat because they can't sink the amount of heat that they generate, so you overwhelm the heat capacity and cause them to shut down. Or for fighting on worlds that are already incredibly hot, where the mechs are already loaded up, light mechs are loaded up with heat, and then you overwhelm them with the flamers to the point that their reactor just detonates. And I wasn't getting either of those available, so I needed something that was actually going to be good against light mechs, while making use of the tonnage. And 6 MGs seems to do the job in most cases.
This should be good. You like that?
You have orders?
Just a simple solution to a problem that I needed solved because I've got tonnage limitations. I can't afford to have mechs running around.
Confirm.
And not
Scratch
being
another target.
effective. or not being useful. Right, so that is the defense center. Now we're just going to crack these turrets and rip the base apart, and we're finished here.
Enemy structure is weakening.
Well, thank you for shooting your own structures. That saves me a couple of shots. Awesome.
All weapons committed.
Hey. There.
Fortunately, we're not going to have
Okay.
the SRM loads here, which are normally really good for taking
You
down.
say so.
Quite enough to pop that turret.
Waiting on you, Commander. Taking the high road.
These two are going to take out this one. So we're going to have to leave that turret running for the moment. We'll get in the next turn.
Firing everything I've got.
Almost got it.
Reporting. Engaging jump jet. Have no doubt, it will be done.
Too bad there isn't a Hollander in this mod, I don't think.
One left
45
turret.
tons of just simply welding a Gauss rifle. I don't think so, sure. I don't actually know all the mechs that are in this one. Hip destruction.
One more shot like that, and I'm
Yep,
dead.
that's... We need to get the assassin back into cover again. Yeah, I should have swapped the assassin out. It's
Armor
just-
breach. In.
It can't take a hit. It can't take a hit.
Standing by.
Yeah, snug in, assassin. And nail that turret.
Affirm.
Now you can say hiding behind the rock.
I got him.
Yeah, that'll be the one I switch out next time. The assassin can go. The advantage of being able to shoot through 3 evasion pips is just not worth how freaking
Waiting
soft
for
it
orders.
is. Although I was probably going to get replaced soon anyway, because we've got the Wolverine coming up as well. I won't bother with that. Start cutting down the buildings.
Tell me what to shoot.
Hollander 2 is 45 tons.
Awaiting orders.
Yeah. Regardless of weight, don't be so sure. This mod runs all the way up to 3061, and I remember, I don't think I've got the tech manual here at the moment, but I'm pretty sure the Hollander shows up in 3055. So it's not going to be now, because we're only at 3028, but it's possible it's in the mod. I don't know all the mechs that are in the mod at this point, so it could be.
Firing.
That wasn't enough to kill it, really? Yeah, Hollander is a post-clan invasion machine. Yes, it is. As I said, yeah, 3055. I'm pretty sure it shows up in the technical manual for. After this, I might even take a shot. Put those on B.
Engaging
Enemy
multiple
structure
I might have the
targets.
technical manual just behind me in the bookshelf. I'll have to have a look. Two down.
Target building destroyed.
Now, Gauze isn't going to become commonplace until the evasion. No, you find the Gauze ammo floating around, but I haven't found the Gauze rifle yet. I'm still
Commander.
looking for a Gauze rifle. Though I'm not too concerned if I don't find one, because I won't bolt a Gauze rifle in
Got it.
anything short of around 70 tons unless I have
All
multiple.
weapons are go.
So I just grabbed my old technical readouts. Hollander appeared in the 3055 one. You're right. Yeah, I was pretty sure it was in there. I remember that one because the 3055 technical readout was the very first technical readout that I ever got. That was the technical readout that I got. At this point, I had already been playing MechWarrior, like MechWarrior 2, MechWarrior 2 Ghost Bear's Legacy, and MechWarrior 2 Mercenaries. I don't think MechWarrior 3 was out yet. It was still in development, but I was looking forward to it.
All weapons committed.
But at this point, I didn't realize that BattleTech was a tabletop.
Target destroyed.
And a close friend of the family that was close enough that I thought of him as an uncle.
Right here.
Had a whole bunch of BattleTech stuff, and I didn't recognize what it was straight away. I was around at his place. I was only a kid at the time, and I went around to his place for some reason. I think the parentals actually dropped me off because I was going out to get pissed one night or whatever. And
Locking in target.
he had a whole bunch of the miniatures as well, the original miniatures. It turns out that he played it in the 80s. And I spotted one of the miniatures and I recognized the mech from MechWarrior and asked him about it, and he pulled out the technical manual. And that was my first introduction to it.
Yes, Commander.
And I didn't have the money to buy it, but he let me photocopy it. And I actually still have the photocopy that I made from back when I think I was like 14 at the time. I still have the photocopied version in a big plastic folder, the entire technical readout, the whole way through to the Aerotex, sitting here. I've got most of the technical manuals now themselves. Most of them are boxed up. I've got the originals for them. But that one I keep out just because it's got a bit of nostalgia attached.
Locking on target.
I think it's
Get your lance to the LZ, Commander. I'm coming in hot.
No, that should be just a complete done. Hey, I'm a little confused. Is this game set in the same universe as MechWarrior? Yes. MechWarrior is the BattleTech universe. So yes, this is exactly the same universe as Isolated. Exactly the same. There are, Mech Commander is based in it as well. So you've got Mech Commander, BattleTech, MechWarrior. There is a tabletop that's based in it. Yeah, it's all one universe. So exactly the same universe. Alright, so 25 and 10. We get away with 191,000 payout. Not great money by any means. And once we take expenses for repairs out, there'll be a little bit there, but it shouldn't be too bad. Well, we got an AC5. So that solves that problem. I was going to buy one of those. And my first one, I think, was the second 3050 edition. BattleTech is closer to the tabletop rules. MechWarrior is the real-time adaptation. I thought so, just wanted to make sure. Does the series have a name then? Yeah, BattleTech. Yeah, if you search anything BattleTech, you'll find this is the universe. All the games are based in. It started off as an FASA Corporation product, as the tabletop, and developed into everything else. And there is a lot of it. The only one we don't really have represented in terms of video games at the moment is the original MechWarrior from the tabletop. Because the MechWarrior series is not an adaptation of the MechWarrior tabletop, because the MechWarrior tabletop is actually an RPG. So that can get a little confusing. But yeah, this game is a PC adaptation of the tabletop. So this is a turn-based version of the tabletop following... Well, vanilla is pretty close to the tabletop rules. This mod makes it even closer to the tabletop rules again. So got that one too. Went back and got the older TROs and went back in the game to get the middle school. Yeah, I think I've missed a few of them. I need to get the rest of the technical readouts, and I want all the Like the fluff books that go in between as well. I've just got to find where to buy them all from. I basically dropped out of BattleTech after the FedCom Civil War. Well, it does get a bit crappy after the FedCom Civil War, because that's when you start going into the Jihad. I'm not fond of the Jihad era. I'm not fond of the Dark Age either. But I've recently been reading a couple of the books, or more to the point, listening to them on Audible, because I don't have that much time to read. So I'm usually, when I'm driving or just relaxing of an evening, I'm listening. And I've been listening to the post 3100, the lead up to Clan Wolf actually taking Terra, which is sort of the end of that era, going into the Ilkhan era. And that's not terrible, actually. Although if you like the clans being the clans, you'll be a little disappointed there, because the clans are becoming more and more inner sphere. A few of them have actually completely absorbed into the inner sphere. The Jade Falcon have basically come Space Mongolia, and in the process, and they've gone completely. They've thrown all the concepts of clan or honor in the bin and given up. They've gotten real nasty. A world resisted their control, and it was a mostly desert world that had only had one major large underground, like, freshwater sea, and that was where all of the colonies on the world were drawing their water from. I can't remember a name now, but the well, frankly, bitch that's running Clan Jade Falcon at the moment, to punish the world for resisting her, and particularly to punish one particular man who led the resistance, she found an old nuclear weapon, and she disassembled it to expose the radioactive, like a planet killer. We're not talking our little tactical nuclear bombs. We're talking about a nuclear weapon designed to be deployed from a warship in orbit that will crack a planet. And she disassembled it and exposed all the radioactive elements and dumped them directly into the freshwater sea to irradiate the freshwater sea, and then destroyed all means on the planet for the population of the planet to be able to escape or communicate with anybody outside of the world, so they would all be doomed on the planet to either die of thirst or drink the irradiated water and die of radiation poisoning. Clan Jade Falcon has gone completely off the fucking deep end, and they're very much, in my opinion, in need of an annihilation. Very much so. I've always been a Clan Wolf guy. If I have to pick out of the clans, I go Ghost Bear. Ghost Bear's my clan, because at the very least they understand what the word clan means. They actually have a healthy respect for family and family groups. Not so much the other clans. Although it helps that Clan Ghost Bear was actually formed by a husband and wife to begin with, so that is a thing. Anyways, we probably should do some repairs here. We'll get the assassin put back together. Thankfully it's not going to cost us that much. And really, that's all we need to do for the moment. We need to let a little bit of time roll past just to get our fatigue under control. Although, we got an AC5. So I might have a quick look and see if we can get this Wolverine fitted. Or if you... What are we at? Sorry, just catching back up. The RPG rules, Mags? Yeah. I like how I've never had an opportunity to play it myself, but I like how the MechWarrior RPG tabletop mixes with the MechWarrior, or with the BattleTech tabletop. So you play the RPG rule set when you're playing the role play for the MechWarrior game, and then when you actually go into a battle, you break out the tabletop rules and put your miniatures down, and you actually play the tabletop battle on the BattleTech rules, and then you go back to the RPG rules. I like that. Quick tech that resulted from that skip was fun. It's what I play when no one was around, playing the original rule set. Book depository. Yes, to try and track them all down. Bit harder to track them down here in Australia. It's the issue that I'm finding. Also got a bit of an issue with Catalyst at the moment. I was actually going to order some stuff up, and Catalyst actually have an Australian website for sale, and I thought, fucking brilliant. Shame everything on it's out of stock, but they've actually got one. There was a couple of things in stock though, and it wasn't exactly what I was after, but I was like, you know what, I'm going to buy a box of these miniatures. They had one there and it was in stock, and it did have a couple of mechs that I wanted. So I went to pick it up, and the second I went to order it, it flicked over to US dollars on the payment. And I'm like, fucking hell, Catalyst, you need better websites. This is abysmal. And setting up an Australian website and then putting all your prices in US dollars just voids the fucking point. Ghost Bear and Space Finland have joined forces, and well, everybody that's come after them since have been fucked over. Yeah, and I like my Ghost Bears. Yeah, do not fuck with the bear. Yeah, that's basically it. My first encounter was obviously the Ghost Bears Legacy expansion pack for MechWarrior 2, but yeah, I loved everything they had in there. And I loved the storyline around them, and then of course I looked more into the lore and found out what was different about them to the other clans, and I just like everything about the Ghost Bears. They are, if I have to pick a clan, it's gonna be Ghost Bear. That's my clan. Seriously, Ghost Bears took over Free Russelhag, which is basically the Space Nordic people, largely leaning towards Finland as well. Instead of trying to suppress them like everyone else tried to, the Bears went, we like this, can we have more of what you are, please? Yeah, well, they kind of blended together as well. Like, the Ghost Bears didn't give up their traditions. What they did is when they eventually abandoned Strata Mechti and moved back into the Inner Sphere, one of the things that they did as well is they took huge colonies of the actual Ghost Bears themselves, because they're named after the Ghost Bear of Strata Mechti. They took the Ghost Bears and they started breeding them in the Inner Sphere, and then started releasing them into the wild on all of the planets that were cold enough to actually have them, so that they could have their Ghost Bear rituals hunting them down, and at the same time, you know, they didn't want to leave that part of their culture behind. So they still got what they've got. Their culture's still there. They just were very comfortable with adapting into the Inner Sphere lifestyle, and it's partially because they never lost their, call it attachment, acceptance is probably the better word. Their acceptance of the concept of family, which means once they stepped away from using the Iron Womb to breed new mech warriors and went over to the idea of being comfortable with having free birth warriors, especially after seeing how well the Inner Sphere fought, that impressed the hell out of them. We're going to need some AC5 ammo. That impressed the absolute hell out of them. They were very comfortable with basically shifting back into... Let's grab the two. Actually, I'll grab spares just in case they're not available in the next world. Yeah, they were very comfortable in adapting back in and making it all work out, finding a middle ground in a way that the other clans just couldn't. They just did not adapt back in, or didn't really have an interest in adapting back in, depending on which clans you're actually after. Right, now I want 2 SRM6s in this thing, because this thing with an AC5 get 2 tons of SRM ammo in. Well, I can, but we've only got an extra half ton. Yeah, no double SRM6. We're gonna have to go
This is an all-ship announcement.
for an SRM4.
For another team-building movie night.
Like, that gives us a little bit more tonnage, because I actually want to max this thing's armor right out, especially on the legs. Considering we got 4 tons of armor in there. Now we can back it to 15 on the rear, and I'm just not allowed to let it get flanked. It's got to be facing the enemy. 25 on the core. Not hit. We've got half tons. We've got a half ton. No, we've only got 1 tons. Damn it. And we don't have any half tons in stock. 15 rounds on the AC5. Now the irony is I got a lot of pre-fourth succession stuff from Australia. Grey Death Saga, Ghost Bears are a great bunch. Yeah, it looks like the store was in stock fairly well at one point. It's just, it doesn't have much on it now, which was annoying, because now is obviously when I've got money to actually pick some stuff up, or I had money. I'm broke again, but yeah, that is what it is. We'll pull some out of that left arm. Go down to 60, don't want to lose too much on it, because that's my shield for the SRMs. 55, and I'll put the rest of the tonnage back in. Yeah, that works. 70, 90, 155, 25, 110, 20 on the torsos.
This is an all-ship announcement. There's something very wrong.
We have no coolant whatsoever.
If you have any,
but heat generation
dispose of it immediately. And
shouldn't be a problem.
don't drink it.
Surprisingly, this isn't actually going to be overly expensive to fit. 2,908 days. That's fuck all in money and time, to be honest. I'll go with that. Cool.
Log
Yeah,
and note.
they
Shouldn't be too hard.
they didn't have much in there. It was more of an annoyance having the site jump back over to US dollars as well. Alright, travelers in need. In the daily briefing, Samai brings up an open hail from a nearby ship. They say their crew has contracted a virulent case of periphery pox, but the local government is preventing them from landing to receive medical care. Darius shrugs. We could sell them some of our medical supplies. It would limit us in the med bay for a bit. Shit. But given their situation, I expect they'd pay up. Dr. Murad bristles at the suggestion. Spaces should stick together, Commander. Besides, the local authorities might appreciate our generosity. We really can't afford it. If we stay out of it, we get a -1 to crew morale, or a negative, anywhere up to a -5 to move crew morale, as I recall. We get a negative to crew morale if we sell them, but we get money, and also I feel personally like an asshole because I just don't like that option. So I'm going to give them the medical supplies, but that's going to give us a negative on our medical, and we've just recovered from a negative on our medical, so... You knocked at Dr. Murad. We're only one bug away from the same situation ourselves. Make arrangements for the transfer of supplies. Over the next several days, word trickles through the ship about your decision, and the large contingent of lifelong spaces in the crew express their support. Samaya also passes on a message of thanks from the planet's surface for resolving the situation favourably. The company suffers -1 medical point for 14 days. You gain 1 reputation with Capella Confederation, and morale is increased by 1. Alright, that's not too terrible. -1 I can deal with. It's going to stretch things out a little bit longer than I would like with the fatigue, but it's... yeah, I can deal with that. Those are acceptable numbers. As I've said in the past, I like to play these how I would, like, respond for real. I'm playing as a mercenary, but I'm not going to deny anybody medical aid. That's just being a cunt.
Secure all loose gear about the mech bay.
Games Workshop might also have some of the books. Well, they might, but I don't think there's any Games Workshop still alive in Australia at this point. A lot of them closed over COVID. They weren't doing a lot of trade to begin with because most of the stuff in Australia was being ordered online. I know there was one in the nearest city to where I live. That had a section of Games Workshop stuff in here, and even it went tits up. And it was a big toy and hobby warehouse, and it just couldn't keep its doors open. 2 years of COVID killed it. A lot of those stores did not survive because they can't compete with online sales. No energy armament, so basically a Davian variant. Yeah, pretty much. And for the section of space we're in, yeah, that makes sense. Clan Wolverine was so great they threatened Nick's ego and he had them annihilated. I wouldn't say that. There was a little bit more involved in that than just Nicholas Kerensky's ego. A nuclear bomb being detonated over Clan Snow Raven's home city and destroying their gene stock had quite a bit to do with it as well. And there was a couple of other clans that just straight up that had nothing to do so much with Nick, but really didn't like the fact that Wolverines were basically doing the democracy thing, because the clans at their core are basically authoritarian dictatorships is how they generally function. It's not entirely accurate, but it's the closest description to what you've got. And from an economic standpoint, they're largely communist. That's just the way they are. That's what they are. It doesn't quite work that way. It's not like it's, as I said, not a perfect description, but it is the closest description for how the clan culture actually functions. And so, yeah, a completely democratic clan did not go down well, in much the same way as those two tend to fight for real outside of the clans. Throw a couple of nukes around as well, and that leads to annihilation pretty quickly. Lucky had a good friend who print me most of my mechs, and I've paired up and enjoyed the game, Alpha Strike and that light version of BattleTech. Yeah, I'm hoping to find some people to play with. I'd love to play around for real, but I think the best I'm going to be able to do is something like Tabletop Simulator. That said, I'm going to be collecting the mechs regardless, because I want to paint some of them up. I'm going to see if I can get my boys into it. I don't know if they'll be interested or not, but I am going to try. And I am looking at getting a 3D printer, although I'm not looking to print miniature models in the 3D printer. As I've said in one of the previous streams, I want to do like 1 foot or 40 centimeter prints and do like models on bases of some of my favorite mechs. That's my goal with those. Contracts, we should probably get something going here as I'm still reading through the rest of the chat. Alright, so Interceptor Medevac. It's an urban convoy ambush. We need a lot of... Not really worth the money, is it? Need a lot of mobility for this one if we're going to make it work. Which means I'm going to have to keep the assassin in. Yeah, no, alright. We'll go with that. And again, we'll just take all the cash. Actually, this one's going to be in the city. We're going to pull... Still going to be light mechs. Alright, we'll make this the last hurrah of the assassin. We'll make this the last hurrah of the assassin. The mobility is going to be too good versus the vehicles. We're going to have to catch the convoy fairly quickly. They move fast in this one, and some of the convoy is generally armed. So, yeah. Yeah, that should be mobile enough.
Prepare for combat.
Yeah, everything went to pot when Alexander died. Died is an interesting way to say murdered. Out of everything you've loaded into, the SRM6 is going to be the hottest thing running on it. Yeah, I'm still going to need to keep an eye on that, though. It will fire, and that thing is, I'm hoping to be able to shirt front, so it'll just be there standing, lobbing missile after missile after missile each turn into targets until they go away. Decision at Thunder Rift is the very first book ever of BattleTech, printed in 1986. I think Audible has an updated abridged version of it. I think I have the Audible version of it. I just haven't listened to it yet. I think I may have read Decision at Thunder Rift back in high school, though. I've got there's a
Command
big pack on
interface
Audible,
initiated.
and it's got like 5 or 6 BattleTech books that have been done. And I think that's one of them. And I was mainly picking them up because I'm pretty sure that there's a whole bunch of them in there that I've actually already read. Just, it's been decades. Alright, they aren't expecting us to hit a medical caravan, but who would? We took the job, make contact, and get the caravan out. Yes, but we're hitting pirate medicals. At least that's what I'll keep telling myself. So where are they going to? They're going this way, so we need to intercept fast.
Advancing, I guess.
Got it.
Be there in a jiff.
Started with the Warrior series by Michael J. Stackpole. First book in the series is Warrior and Guard. That one I may not have read. They're a militaristic oligarchy. I think their closest real-world equivalent is essentially to classic Sparta. Yeah, that works too. That works too. Regardless, they don't mesh particularly well with the idea of a democracy, and that's essentially what Clan Wolverine's big crime was. They were setting up an elected democracy and operating the clan freely, allowing the opportunity for free birth non-warrior class civilians to potentially advance into mech warriors, and allowing roles to be shifted around, and the clans did not like that all that much. And so, yeah, there's a whole bunch of politicking that happened, because the clans, their politics are not really that much better than the Inner Spheres, to be perfectly honest. They're different in that they're very much the same. The same kind of infighting, at least, and it led to a nuclear weapon being detonated over Clan Snow Raven's homeworld, destroying their gene stock, or severely damaging their gene stock. I can't remember if it was completely wiped out or not.
Engaging
And
jump jet.
Wolverine's being blamed for it, which let Diamond Shark, Smoke Jaguar, Wolf, Ghost Bear, and I'm missing a clan. There was another clan that was involved in the annihilation. But yeah, eventually to go through and wipe them out.
All
But
weapons
they did
committed.
see it coming, so by the time the annihilation actually started, most of the civilian class and a good section of the warrior class, or at least the younger warrior class, had already been evacuated. And that's the joke that's attached to the name of my character in this one. McEvedy is the blood name for the second last Khan, or last official Khan of Clan Wolverine. And McEvedy is supposed to have survived, or at least her bloodline survived, and should have made it to... Actually, we're going to bring the assassin around this way. Should have made it to the Inner Sphere. McEvedy didn't.
Copy that.
Although
Firing
there's
Alpha strike.
one of the stories has an old woman that's encountered towards the end of it that's quite possibly her on what was Clan Wolverine's homeworld by a recon force that was sent back in. But McEvity was part of one bloodline, and that bloodline did exist in
Waiting
other
on
people
you,
in the
Commander.
clan, so that bloodline should have made it back.
I leap! I soar! Time to die!
That was really bad shooting.
Systems recycling for another shot!
I really want to get a re-seen Warhammer 6R Warhammer. Yeah, that'll be nice. The big one that I'm having trouble finding at the moment, the pack that I want one with an Atlas in it, because, you know, I'm a bit of a normie that way. I love me Atlas. And, do you think I can find a fucking pack with an Atlas in it in stock anywhere? They're not even available in the States. They're just... nobody's got them. I can't even get the building from there. Damn it. Just looked it up. We have 4 games workshops in Perth that you can definitely get a first book on Book Depository. Alright, Book Depository might be the go. 4 games workshops in Perth. That must be all of them in the country. There was one in Melbourne. Only one. There's a couple of places that retailed a little bit of Games Workshop stuff, but there was only one Games Workshop store in Melbourne. And I'm pretty sure it's closed. And all of the places that were close to me, the place where I used to get all my Necrons from, when I was building and painting up my Necron army, it's gone. It's gone. It actually died before COVID, and the last place you could get them near me, it died in COVID, so... Hey Mirandax, welcome to the stream. Yeah, not much, mate. Just talking shit about BattleTech, and at the moment, I really should be concentrating more on this harasser that's going through, because this is part of the convoy, and these need to be destroyed, like, right now. Right, that's one. Cool. I have to get one of the fire starters up here just to make sure.
Good to go.
We'll take drill bit's the one with the bigger jump jets. Drill bit is the one with the bigger jump jets. Right, DFA into melee with the MGs. You miss with that, that's okay.
Whoa! Easy on the armor, buddy!
Oh, that was terrible.
You have orders?
Alright. Yeah, you're gonna have to go this way.
Confirmed.
That's alright. Phoenix Hawk and the other fire starter will be able to finish the rest of this. He had a heart attack, Nicholas Kerensky. Yes. What am I playing through? Jump is -3 to your attack roll. Yeah. As for what I'm playing, BattleTech with BEX mod. So BattleTech Extended. We're currently in 3028, and we are, well, unfortunately not involved in the Fourth Succession War at all at the moment, just because I absolutely do not. That'll be... No, we'll go for the back shot.
Engaging jump jet.
Now I try and jump the Phoenix Hawk every turn because it gets damage bonuses.
All weapons committed.
That should be good. Yeah, yes.
Enemy mech destroyed.
the Phoenix Hawks gets a 10% bonus to all damage when it jumps. So it's worth jumping the Phoenix Hawk. Right. It's an LRM wheeled APC. I think the Firestarter should have enough mass to stand on most of these, so I should be able to stomp a couple of them.
Warning. Enemy in rear arc.
Concerning, but not a major issue there.
What now?
Right, we need... With-wing cargo. Now, I think this Sashin should have enough weight
Moving to position.
to be able to stomp
Going
them.
hand to hand, I guess.
Yep, it did. Shame the building was in the way. It's always nice to see the mechs actually stand
Frag
on
the
things.
vehicle.
Alright.
Yes, Commander.
Relentless. Get you around the corner. 50%. So we've got half the convoy at the moment. None look like they have escaped, which is good. Now jump around a little bit further.
Lifting off.
Alright. That should be good enough.
Target acquired and locked in.
And we did not get through that thing's armor at all. Thing about these missions, if even one of the trucks makes the departure circle, we lose.
Good to go.
So we can't mess around with that too much. It's going to have a double evasion. How's your leg armor? You'll be fine.
Affirmative.
Dropping from above. Missed again.
You can see daylight through my armor.
God, your aim is being shit at the moment. Normally you're much, much, much better.
Warning. Armor breached. Internal damage.
Phoenix Hawk needs a turn to cool down. So just for safety's sake, we are going to stomp on the Scorpion LRM. Because that is obviously our fourth vehicle.
Engaging physical attack.
Right, so that's it destroyed.
Enemy unit destroyed.
I'm here.
I mean, Cerberus now needs to pop.
Okay, let's go. Ultra.
There we go, right. So that's Caravan destroyed. So that's a primary mission completed. Now we can actually bail out if we want. But we're not going to. We're going to kill these mechs as well. Alright. Claymore. Actually, we just melee this one. Just finish it off.
Engaging physical attack.
Well, we're going to finish off. Destruction of the right arm should work.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
Waiting for orders.
Drill bit. Turn for rear arc.
Commencing Alpha Strike.
That's better. Some shots actually hitting there.
Critical hit.
Pilot is panicking, but no
Reporting.
bailout yet.
How might I help?
That is the most annoying voice I've heard
Firing
so far.
jump jets.
Yeah, now I remember why I had him sidelined for a bit.
I believe this should have an effect.
There we go.
Hope we can stop.
Alright. So we should get a bonus for
Mission
wiping
successful.
out the supporting forces, and we got all four, so we get our paycheck for that one. There are hints through the series that random strange people just show up randomly and then suddenly disappear are the Wolverine's Exodus fleet. Even the base BattleTech game, Bullshark is supposed to be a Wolvie mech. Yeah, yeah. As I said, the lore indicates that they did get back to the Inner Sphere. Exactly what happened to them afterwards hasn't really been written in, but they did make the trip home. It was mainly... Well, we actually got a couple of bonus here. Contract payment increased by 75%. Yeah, I'll take that. Morale increased by 1. The company suffers -2 medical point penalty for 30 days. That's a bit harsh. Contract payment increased by 50%. Plus the -1 that we just got, we're now -3. On the upside, 347,000 for what was a really shit-paying job previously, so I will take it. Lead splitter needs to be repaired. A little bit of damage from the DFAs. Phoenix Hawk got its back armor cracked open, but nothing too much. And we got 1 part of the Mongoose and 1 part of the Stinger, and we had 2 in stock, so we'll be up to 3. Pick up 1 more of those and we'll have another mech to sell. Chaser, bloody Steiner, damn right. Steiner America, my two Inner Sphere factions. Steiner in particular, because Steiner just has the best way of scouting. There's no way around that. Well, Perth really didn't have much of a lockdown. Yeah, you were lucky in that behalf that a lot of your stuff probably made it. I tell you what, I had to go through Melbourne long before I picked up COVID, and driving around some of the streets in there, you know, they play it up. You know, they well, more to the point, they don't talk about it much, but there is an awful lot of shop windows that are empty down there that I distinctly remember being very full at one point. That work order you submitted
is complete.
Sydney Road has seen better days. Just check Book Depository has a whole bunch of BattleTech books, some more expensive than others. Yeah, we might have to have I might have to have a little bit of a look at those. These days I tend to pick everything up on audiobook, at least for the story type stuff. But it's things like the technical manuals and rule books I'd like to have the originals for. Just for I've got, as I said, I've got some, but I want to get the rest. Now, phase. Actually, I probably should have done that before advancing time, because now you have to waste more time. Pay attention, Mags. Alright, so 5 days to get everything all fixed up. The Wolverine is ready to rock and roll, so we've got some tonnage. So the next mission... And...
I wrapped up that job you asked for,
Alright, so we've got 7 days to the next timeline. What? Stop. 5 days till the next financial report. Contracts. Now, we can actually get some stuff done for the Federated Suns. So having troubles with Liao here in St. Ives for months now. Our negotiations with them have been stalled. Alright, so this is a good option, because this is an assassination mission. And we do have a couple of 3 parts of mechs floating around, so this might have something nice in it that we can flog. And that's actually kind of important to me. Now, we can only get 210, and I only care about recovering the parts. So I'm going to go 154,700 just to pick up a little bit of extra cash for this, and pick up 2.8 on the salvage. So we have 2 selectable options and 8 at random. And now we need to switch these mechs around a little bit. So Cerberus, we're getting rid of that assassin. No, you take the Phoenix Hawk. The Wolverine can go in on Claymore, and I'll keep the Lead Spitter and the Lead Spitter 2 in the lineup. So we got 2 mobile mechs. Well, I suppose the Phoenix Hawk is mobile as well. There's nothing terrible about it. Yeah, that lineup should work. So we're sitting on 170 tons. That doesn't seem right. No, it's not right. 170 tons must be the max for this mission. Oh, no, that is right. Okay, fair enough, whatever. The brain's getting a little slow as the night moves on, guys. 2:37, so this will be my last mission for the night. That'll leave us with one more here before we start off on the next stream. Speaking of my preferred Big Stompy, Tech's finally got the Warhammer vid up. It's a chonker, 2 hours long. Yeah, no, I'm about halfway through it at the moment, Chaser. I was watching it right before starting the stream. I just didn't have a chance to finish it. That was a brave little mongoose. Indeed it was. If I can go, have to go. Bye, left the chat room. I have no idea what any of that was about. They weren't pirates. The bloody cappies had you hit a legitimate medical convoys. I actually missed that. As I said, I'm a little bit slow at this end of the night. But, yeah, that doesn't surprise me. It's the cappies. That's why I generally don't like working for them. Also, for the books, they're difficult to find. Try Abibooks. A-books. That's where you want to go for the rarer books. I like books. Yeah, I like them too. The problem is I don't have a lot of time to read these days. I tend to get everything in audiobook form. Also, my eyes tend
Command
to get
interface
tired
initiated.
because of the disability that I've got. So the good part about audiobooks is I can pop out the contact, flush my eyes with saline solution, which is normally what I do whenever I pop it out, and then I can just shut my eyes and put on an audiobook and just listen through to the story. And that's my chill session whenever the eyes get a bit much. Commander, you're in the AO and we're expecting hostile contacts. Recon has provided general vicinity of the diplomat. Take the target out and get to the evac zone. Okay.
Let's get this over with so we can go swimming.
Yeah, it's the curse of my eyes. Any time I read a book these days, I like original folding paper, but reading them will actually cause me irritation. I can't read them like I used to. So if I'm going to read something, I nearly need it in digital, where I can set it up to read it in dark mode, or I need it in audiobook form.
Moving out.
So I look for opportunities wherever possible if I'm going to grab something folding paper to also be able to grab a PDF or an ebook version of it to go with the folding paper version.
I'm here.
And Audible is my friend, very much so. We do have a lot of forest to play around with here. One, two, and it'll be part of a lance. We've got 2 lances on the ground. Second lance will be coming from over here. So we need... There's actually quite a lot of space over here. That's a concern. It's going to be fairly open ground. The glitch voice is so cheerful for how bloodthirsty it gets. Yes.
Waiting on you, Commander.
That is part of the reason why we like
Moving
glitch.
out.
Reporting.
Now that's fair. I can't read stuff on computers because my eyes get too tired too quickly. Yeah, for me it's all about, because of the nature of it, it's all about being able having absolute light control. Everything needs to be well lit, but I need to be able to have it well lit, but not necessarily bright, if that makes sense. So anything where I can run a dark mode is generally a good option. And where I can also have variable control of the light. And I need something where I can adjust the size of the text. Sometimes I just have to pump the size of the text up to make it easier to read. Small point on a book under a fluorescent light is agony to me after about an hour. And when I decide I actually want to sit back and read, I don't read for an hour. Yeah, clear but not glaring. Yeah. It's just to relieve the strain. I mean, I have keratoconus. My eyes are deformed. And I have a light sensitivity as a result of it, so I need to be able to control those elements. But I still like having paper copies if I can get my hands on them. I like having a nice big bookshelf loaded up with books. I like having the paper around. I've got all the books that I've ever bought. Everything folding paper I still own. I've got every copy of every novel that I've ever owned still here. It's either in my bookshelves right now or it's in boxes because I don't have enough bookshelves. Even if I can't read them as often as I would like. So this locust is going to be a pain in my ass straight away. So.
Engaging!
Looks like it's one of the points away. 2.
What can I do for you?
And now we do exactly the same thing.
I read you, Commander.
The other
Moving
fire
out.
starter. Oh, all right, nice right hook.
Bang! You're dead.
All right, so we got a wasp and something else that's light over here. So none of these are our target mechs. This is, and we're on 25. So this is the escort lance, not the reinforcement lance. And there is 4, and sensors are only reading 3 currently. But mobility here is going to be a problem, although we can definitely fire a shot off with the AC-5 and see how far we can get. Wouldn't waste the SRM-6s. 50-50 shot on the AC-5 against a wasp. I'll roll with that.
Engaging target.
And it's a hit.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
That ruined his day.
What? No.
Right, so Phoenix Hawk will have everything optimal,
Copy.
and that's made that wasp very, very, very vulnerable. Okay, wasp is now in play.
I got him.
Where's the 4th one? Got one coming in from the rear. I'm assuming from the opposite direction. That's more likely to be the reinforcement convoy, the reinforcement lance, rather than the escort
Send me a
lance.
real opponent.
We seem to be missing a battle mech here.
How might I help?
All right, Locust.
Of course.
Same deal again. Swarm it with fire starters. That's the second time you've successfully met them. Relentless? I like you.
Waiting for orders.
Doing work.
On my way. Going toe to toe.
This is just brutal. 2 fire starters just kicking the shit out of these poor locusts.
Want some more? Huh?
Oh, and he got a knockdown as well. Might have to change his voice though. I'm not entirely sure. Actually, no, that's right. You can in this mod. I can actually change the voice. So yes, I might have to look into that. And pick anything else. Alright, let's just
All weapons committed.
Oh, that's just sad.
Enemy mech. Critical
Oh no,
damage
he's
detected.
bailed. He bailed.
Hey.
Okay, so what are you? We are going to probably be better. This is a really shitty position. I actually can't get anything on you at all. we might just bring the Phoenix Hawk back.
There.
Let it chill for a turn.
Okay.
We're in a pretty good position here with the forest, so we'll let them move up another turn before we work out where to ambush or which one to run at. I think the guns were a bit overkill, and there's no such thing as overkill, only open fire and I need to reload. Yeah, that's fair.
Yes, Commander.
Although I admit I am kind of glad that I... 5k. Ah, we have a different model. An FS9K Firestarter. I mean, mine are both FS9Hs. That's interesting. Not really going to be much I'm going to be able to do, I don't think. I'll just group everything up. We'll give them another round. Unless this Firestarter is part of the Escort Lance, and the Reinforcement Lance is coming from somewhere. Where's the... Reinforcement Lance should be behind them, I guess. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on here at the moment. Yeah, about that. We used Phoenix Hawk to have a bit of a strike at this one. We got to see exactly what it's all about. Alright, so, 2 small lasers, 2 flamers, and a large laser on a Firestarter. Oh, there you go. 6 jump jets. That's 4 small weapons plus a large laser. I don't think it's going to have too much different in the way of mounting points. Hard points seem to be pretty similar.
Warning. Enemy sensor lock detected.
Oh, you asshole. Ostamech. I fucking hate those things.
Good to go.
God damn it. Actually, no, we probably can't do a DFA on this straight away.
Commencing Alpha Strike.
These things are mongrels.
There's more where that
As I
came
spoke about in
from.
the last stream, their special inbuilt ability is they can do an AoE sensor lock on everything that's within range. That thing just sensor locked my entire lance. All of it. A Firestarter in a forest? Surely you Eastern States guys know better than that by now. I need the Boom Tish emote. No, it's alright. Mine's safe. I've stripped mine. It doesn't have any flamers on them anymore. That one there is a little bit more of a concern.
All weapons committed. Enemy mech. Critical damage
At the very least,
detected.
these all seem to be really light on the armor.
You have orders?
Yeah, we'll get the 2 Firestarters
I understand.
up to deal with this thing. The Phoenix Hawk and the Wolverine will deal with the Firestarter that's incoming.
Target confirmed.
Starting to actually get the new Mechs coming in at the moment. Question is, I'm not entirely sure which one of these is Capellan Diplomat.
What now? Bet that hurts.
I hear ya. Time to fly!
No, we actually still have one. No, we still can't see it. It's over the hill.
Firing everything I've got! Another hit like that and you're toast!
3. Oh, Phoenix Hawk's on fire. That's not going to do wonders for its heat, but that's alright. Claymore.
All weapons committed. Enemy mech. Critical
Oh, come on.
damage
How is it
detected.
still standing? According to Sana, the K variant Firestarter drops the MGs, both medium laser and flamer for a large laser and 2 smalls. Well, this one's apparently might be a variant because it's still got the flamers intact.
Hey.
Need to turn it cool off. Yeah, that'll work. I just wander down and put the Phoenix Hawk punch it. Really? You missed.
Shoulda known I'd miss.
I've blown off its arms, crippled it, and you missed. And somebody already found that out. Shit, someone has a beagle. It's not technically, well,
What can I do for you?
Sort of is. It's not a it's not quite a Beagle active probe. The Off-Scout's sensor ability, it's more integrated than that. It's actually a core part of the mech. It's kind of like the Assassin's ability. It's the Assassin's targeting module, and so on. It's slightly different. The entire mech is built around that ability. It's the only thing it's good at. It's a 30-ton mech with a medium laser, and that's its only ability. It's highly mobile, it's highly armored, and it can sensor lock everything within a specific range of itself. And that's all it's really got going for it.
Got it.
That was kind of terrible.
When I shoot you, you'll take it and like it.
Awaiting orders.
Pardon me. Sorry about that.
Going skyward.
Mute on the mic. So basically, it's a single-purpose platform. Yes, very much so. It's built with its armor load, its mobility, and that ability. It's built essentially to operate as a forward scout for an assault lance. That's what it's built for. It's built to run around, find the enemy's assault lance, have enough armor and mobility to be able to survive the encounter, sensor lock the entirety of the enemy lance, and then withdraw. And from there, the lance that it's scouting for can either bury whatever the targets are in LRM,
That got through my
snipe them,
armor,
do whatever
Commander.
they're going to do. But that's what it's built for. It's a dedicated scouting platform or recon platform designed to operate around heavy and assault mechs.
Oh boy, heavy hitter.
Okay, this is not going quite the way I wanted it to go here. Claymore, recovery time. You've got the big mech.
All weapons committed. Enemy mech destroyed.
Whoa, okay, that's a PPC. Yeah, we need to get both of these fire starters backed off really, really, really quickly.
Yes, Commander.
Position. So we got Locust. I have no idea what these two are. And whatever's over there, which is likely our target mech, has a PPC. Potentially a Panther? Could be a Panther. Yeah, I think I'm just going to sprint. Though we're not going to... We really need to go further than that. No, we'll jump up to the base so I can get the Phoenix Hawk in position for the next round. Vindicator, it's Lao, right? Yeah, it could be a Vindy. Although for a skull and a half mission, 45 tons does seem a little low. But it could be a Vindy.
Commander?
Right.
On my way. Ugh!
Engine shielding blown.
Critical hit, Commander.
And he's on fire now.
How might I help?
Gonna... jump.
Firing jump jets.
And I bring this back because the Wolverine's down the hill and it's going to take time to move in.
That hit something good.
If someone popped LRMs at you, fits a Vindy loadout. Yeah, could be.
Took a heavy hit there.
Good possibility. Well, we'll see soon enough. Go. Now that gets rid of the locust.
Enemy mech destroyed.
It's an LRM-5. Yeah, it could be a Vindy.
Standing
Not sure
by.
if I've got... I think I might have one Vindy part floating around, but it's only one. Right, so we got that Stinger. Ah, the Ost is without. The Ost Scout doesn't have any evasion pistols.
I may regret this.
That gets us a 10% damage bonus because Phoenix Hawk.
Targeting for an alpha strike.
Left leg, left torso, left arm
That
destroyed.
looks
Yeah, now let's
like
see
a
your
critical
mobility. Keep your mobility up now, you bastard. I'm not too concerned with the Stinger. We can break that fairly easy. That thing's barely above an elemental
Waiting for
anyway.
orders.
It barely qualifies as a mech.
Affirmative.
Oh, that gets rid of that one.
Enemy down.
Now, it's another Stinger. Alright, looks like Vindy might be the target, because
Armor
this is
breach!
clearly the
Internal
reinforcements,
damage!
and we haven't
What's the plan?
encountered... And that Stinger has no evasion on it either. So we will take advantage of that, do a melee, double up with the MGs.
Locked on for physical attack.
Left arm destroyed, now MGs. Okay, the MG spam could have been better. Yeah, Alaram 5's on PPC. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is a Vindy. If I've got spare parts, it's still not something I would turn down. I've got the parts to actually pick it up. 45 tons and a PPC still fits into my my lineup for what's good at the moment. Damn it, no lineup to that one.
All weapons committed.
Unless it's one of the oddball Panther variants. Well, it could be a whole bunch of other stuff too, because this has introduced a whole lot of other mechs as well. So you don't need to think of just what's in the base game. There's a lot of other variants too, so it could be something real left of field that we just that I just can't name at the moment. But a Vindy is looking likely at this point, I think. Actually, we need to cool down for a round. I might let the Phoenix Hawk take a punch at it.
If you say so. Going hand to hand, I guess.
Left torso destroyed, pilot incapacitated. Nice, it was a good snap kick out of the Phoenix Hawk there.
Good to go.
Alright, Stinger has got 2 pips, so Drill Bit should be able to remove both of those in one turn.
Kill confirmed, Commander.
Or just pick a hole in the mech. These fire
That's a
starters
kill.
are actually reasonably good at melee, as
Reporting.
it turns out. Alright, now let's go find out what that other cheeky bastard actually is. Or where it is, at the very least. There it is.
Full throttle.
I think Kintaro only had one variant as well. I'd be very happy if it's Kintaro, but I'd be pretty confident that it's not.
Standing by.
I am just
I'm
not
there.
lucky enough to be Kintaro. And Vindicator. There you go, you're right, Vindicator. Specifically, it's a 1R model.
Lucky.
Our primary target is taking damage.
Waiting for orders. Double time.
Alright, so on the approach to avoid the PPCs, I need to keep these ones moving as fast
Yes,
as I
Commander.
possibly can. And I need to get them close as I possibly can. And we're going to pull this thing down, specifically the legs. Okay, so baseline Vindy. Yep, it does look that way. Alright, it's engaging the Phoenix Hawk. That's cool. This hasn't really been great terrain for the Wolverine. There's lots of layers in this one, but we're working with it.
Yes, Commander.
Alright, let's do a jump in. Pretty sure that was lined up for... Yeah, that'll work. Go a little bit further back, actually. About there. Alright, so how are you looking? Optimal on everything? Alright, cool. Precision shot. Let's go for that leg.
Affirmative.
Good to go.
Too far out. That's as
Engaging
best
jump
as I
jet.
can go at the moment. You... Yeah, we'll try.
Got it.
Awaiting orders.
It doesn't look like we're going to get that, unfortunately.
Certainly.
At least we're not getting much love with hitting the legs. Most of the stuff's hitting the torso. Not that a baseline Vindy is bad in any way. No, it's probably one of the better 45-tonners. I'm fairly fond of the Vindy. I prefer a Vindy over the Phoenix Hawk. It's actually got some armor about it.
All weapons committed.
Reporting structural damage.
Right here. Roger that. Copy.
Right, left leg destroyed. That's what we're after. Good. Very good.
Critical hit, Commander.
And it's already had its turn, so it doesn't get another turn to stand up before we've finished off the rest of our mechs. So now,
Commander?
every single one is to wail on that other leg.
Firing everything I've got. That's a critical hit.
If
You
we
have
destroy
orders?
the other leg, we get 2 parts.
Certainly.
I don't know if we've got any more of these banked.
That's a critical hit.
All weapons committed.
Left torso destroyed, left arm destroyed.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
All those shots, we didn't get the leg. And we didn't get him to bail out either.
Standing by.
Get around.
On my way.
This side and start chewing at the other side and hope that I get some slag that actually hit some shots that actually hit around that leg.
Okay,
Although we're probably
firing
gonna rip
everything.
the CT out. Or the pilot ejects. Okay, I'll take that.
Mission successful.
Pardon me. Alright, so eliminate the Capellan Diplomat and escape is done. We got a 25 and a 10% bonus, took us up to 153 after expenses. Drop costs are paid. Federated Sons are happy. This is good. Repairs, nothing too serious. Now, only 1 part Vindicator. Alright, so we need to just have a look through what we've got here. We got 1 part of the Off Scout. We got 3 parts Stinger. And we do have 1 part Vindicator. Alright, so we'll take the Vindy part. That'll bring us up to 2. And I'll take the Stinger part as well, because that gives us a Stinger mech, 20-tonner, that we can actually sell. 5 Hillian 5s. We don't need any medium lasers. 3 small lasers. PPC. Yeah, we'll take the random roll and see how we make out with the rest. Alright, so we got the Firestarter K part. 1 part of the Locust. 1 part of the Off Scout. We got the Stinger and the Vindicator parts we picked up. We picked up a single medium laser for Hellion on its own, and we picked up a 5-pack of lasers, and we picked up 8 small jump jets to punch our number up to 69. Giggity. So do you get all 3 parts now? Unfortunately, no. Unfortunately, no. If you take off both legs, the mech's disabled, and you get 2 parts. If you can destroy the cockpit, or if you can kill the pilot, without destroying the cockpit, which is possible to do in this one now, the way the mechs are put together and the new substructure modeling, you can actually kill the pilot without destroying the head. So you can take the meat and save the metal. But that requires precision shooting, which I don't have pilots that are skilled enough to actually perform at the moment. But if you can do that, you get 3. So same as vanilla. If the pilot ejects, it destroys the head and it drops it to 1. You can get 2 if both torsos are intact, but it lost one of its torsos. Losing the head because you lose the entire cockpit and all the, essentially the avionics for the mech, is actually quite expensive on the parts count. And I'm just going to straight sell it for 153,000 because I need money, and we're over 2 million when the stream comes to an end, which is good because that's what I was hoping for, because we got a financial report in 5 days and we're not going to be able to do another mission for 7. So thankfully that has got us past that problem. Right, so at this point, contracts on this planet, we only really have one more to do. Unwelcome Trespass, which is against a pirate lance operating on St. Ives, again, which is going to be a battle. It's 743,314, which makes me think there's actually going to be something a lot more interesting in a Vindicator in this one. This is a much, much larger, much more expensive, much better paying mission, which does make me nervous, but I'm going to leave that for the start of the next stream, and then we'll have to move on to our next planet. Last thing to do is quickly do some housekeeping, checking up on our mechs and putting them all back together. And it looks like the fire starter... Oh no, there we go. Wolverine needed a bit of a touch-up as well, but nothing major on either one. Mechs will be ready before the pilots will. If it wasn't for the fatigue, the pilots would be able to fit another mission in before the financial report, which would be nice. But that's alright, we've got one more left to cover before we travel. Because the big part you need to remember on this one, because your travel time can be up to a month, if you've just paid a bill, you may need to remember you need to pay one in transit. And because you can travel much larger distances in this one, you might have to pay several, depending on how far you want to move. So that becomes a concern. Anyways, just quickly checking through the last of chat, guys. Sorry if I'm fading out a little bit here. It is starting to run into the late hours again. So Kintaro, one variant, baseline Vindy. Ifea, the EVNF Enforcer, but its rare armor it's too light, really. Enforcer's a good mech. I like the Enforcer as well, but the bigger issue with the Enforcer is they're just a bit hard to come by, that's all. I've only ever seen a handful of them. Vindy is just far more common. Remember, any mech not on your payroll is a bad mech. Well, this is true until you steal them, or you try and steal them. Can mech stackpole in BEX? I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. I'm still learning the rules in BEX at the moment. Even though this is stream number 5, I'm still looking at all the differences and working them all out. The last stream I realised exactly what you could do with light mechs now, so I'm going to be building a couple of pure pilot, doing a couple of pure pilot builds, because you can make some scout mechs that'll be nearly impossible to kill in high tier battles. So actually having a recon mech to run with your assault lance is viable, and with NARC being available in it as well, an assault missile boat lance with a recon mech carrying NARC beacons is very, very, very possible to execute now. Now, so if he punches out, you only get one. Probably takes the chair with him when he ejects. Well, yes, as I said before, if you can get 2 if he ejects, but you keep the rest of the mech intact outside of, you know, maybe losing a leg. If one of the torsos gets blown, you're only going to get 1. That's the trick. You can get 2 parts by blowing out the legs and still losing a torso, but the head has to be intact. If the head goes, you have to have the torsos intact. If the torsos aren't intact, if you've lost one and you've lost the head, the legs aren't that important. You've lost the mech. You go down to 1 part. So disassembling a mech requires a little bit of finesse and a little bit of luck. It'll be better once I've got a higher skill crew and some gear that's actually designed to go mech hunting. I don't have it yet. But thankfully, at the very least, we're finally getting out of the starter mechs now. We've got the Wolverine, we've got the Phoenix Hawk, so the last 2 streams we've actually started to get some tonnage. Spare parts. Well, let's actually have a quick look and see what we've got in here at the moment. Components. Storage. Alright, so the other ones we're looking out for at the moment, we've got 2 out of 4 for a Griffin, and we've got 2 out of 4 for a Shadowhawk. And we've now got 2 out of 4 for a Vindicator. So any one of these would be perfect. Getting 2 parts is entirely possible, so they would be really nice. Obviously, I'd actually favour probably the Shadowhawk over the rest. I'm actually kind of fond of the Shadowhawk. But the 55 tonners would be good just for armor level, but any one of those 3 would be nice. The other one we've got is we do have 1 part of the Hunchback, but we need 3 to complete that. The good part is we don't need specifically 4 J models, or really the same of any of them. There just needs to be a part of the appropriate mech, and then we can assemble the parts afterwards. So, yeah. Otherwise, everything else in here, not really all that useful. It's all too light. We're trying to up and not down. Yeah, anything else we assemble in here is going to be sold. We'd keep the Raven if we got the parts, but that's just for something for more interesting play towards the end. That'd be the kind of mech I would set up as a narc beacon carrying scout because of its electronic warfare on board. That'll be a pain in the ass to try and hit it with a skilled pilot. Yeah, there's nothing else here. Yeah, nothing else here I'd really want to put together, at least in short. We've got the Suburban mech here. Yeah, these 2 here and the Vindicator would be our primaries to hunt down. I'd add Cicada to that as well as a sort of a side grade, but it's only 1 of 4, so I'm not too concerned. Anyways, those are our options for the next stream, and I'm going to leave this one here, guys, because it is now 3:20 in the morning, so I am going to go to bed, because I have a shitload of work to do tomorrow. So, anyways, guys, hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. Again, apologies for there being such a delay between the last stream and this one. This has been just a COVID kid wound up kicking my ass a little bit towards the end there, and took me out for a couple of days, but it's alright, we're getting over it. Still a little stuffy, but I'm now negative, so we're all good. And yeah, next stream probably tomorrow night as well. I'll try and start it a little bit earlier, although I think I might do a little bit of Skyrim on the next one, just to play through a little bit of that. And tomorrow, if everything works well, I should have a video up by tomorrow evening for the next Cold Waters. So, anyways, guys, hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, take care.